Make Wellness is a multi-level marketing pyramid scheme. And before I get into this video, I just want to show you what the definition of a pyramid scheme is, or scheme of pyramid selling is in Canada. According to Section 55.1 of the Act, which is the Competition Act, defines a scheme of pyramid selling as an MLM plan with one or more of the following features. Requires a payment for the right to receive compensation for recruiting others into the MLM plan, compensation for recruitment, requires purchases as a condition of participation, purchase requirement, other than a specified amount of product at the seller's cost for the purpose of facilitating sales, includes inventory loading, or lacks a buyback guarantee on reasonable commercial terms, or participants are not informed about the guarantee. It is a criminal offense to establish, operate, advertise, or promote a scheme of pyramid selling. Of course, every multi-level marketing company denies that you need to pay to play, that you need to pay to join in, that there's no monthly minimum, but these multi-level marketing companies lie, and we all know it. So I just wanted to put that out there before we get started into this video. Make Wellness has a number of Zoom trainings that you can tune into. So regardless of who you are or what your profession is, they've got a training just for you. Are you a personal trainer? There's an opportunity call for you. Are you a medical professional? There's a training just for you. Are you a military family? Well, we've got a military family opportunity Zoom call just for you. And are you a man? Well, there's also a men's opportunity call. I wanted to take a look at this and see what this was about. And that's what I'm going to be reacting to. This is a blind reaction to the men's opportunity call that is in Team Impact, that group that I've infiltrated. I'm still a part of the group. This is their training call that other people can refer potential clients, potential men. They're trying to recruit them into Make Wellness for the business opportunity, because that's what it is. This isn't about selling products. It's never about selling products in MLM. It's always about selling the opportunity, which is a pyramid scheme. This is a lengthy video. I don't know how long, like the opportunity call lasts an hour long, and I don't know how to speed up the sound. So we're going to have to just slug through it. I don't know how long my commentary is going to make this video. So you might want to watch it in parts, get some water, microwave your coffee, get a piece of cheese, and let's do this.
All right, guys. Well, hey, this is Wes Bewley. Want to welcome you to tonight's Men's Make Opportunity Zoom. We're super excited that you're here. I'm actually joining you from Austin, Texas. Let me know in the comments if you guys have ever been to Austin, Texas. I know that, you know.
Can you imagine like you're tuning in for an opportunity call? I've got a business presentation. If you are asked to attend any kind of multi-level marketing presentation, this is the format. It rarely deviates from this, and it doesn't matter what MLM you're in. Primerica, WFG, Make Wellness, Mon8, anything. It's like, let me know where you're tuning in from. They're going to create some engagement. Then they're going to talk about each, they're probably going to talk about themselves, how they struggled in whatever previous multi-level marketing company they were in, or that before MLM, they were just a disaster of a human being. They had no finances at all, what to speak of. And then lo and behold, God put it on their heart and they joined up with an MLM. It's usually that. And then eventually, so if you are ever invited to a presentation and you think, well, I'm just going to support my friend, I'm going to have some wine and cheese, and maybe I'm going to microwave my coffee here. And then you settle in and you see what's going on. Oh no, this is one of those MLM pyramid schemes. You're going to recognize these signs. And it's just really weird that they have men, like they're targeting men with this Make Wellness thing.
Historically, men don't type a lot and text a lot and stuff like that. But just for the purpose of tonight, would love for you.
There's this really weird like gender thing that goes on in MLM too. Man are manly men. It's like they stopped sometime in the 1400s. It's like that's the brain of somebody in multi-level marketing. They think, me, man, drag knuckle, do not text. It's like, who are these people? They're in multi-level marketing because they're in a cult and they're brainwashed. Men don't behave like this. How come I am a woman and I am telling men that they don't behave like this? And then there's going to be, this is the weird thing too, is that there's people that are going to be watching this and they're going to conform their identity to suit this because he said that. That's how easily manipulated people are in a multi-level marketing company. So even if you start making allowances, you're like, well, I'm going to come into this with an open mind. You're going to start behaving like this. You might have never even thought, well, I text, I do things. Suddenly you're behaving a different way. But he's also trying to shame people. Oh, you're just trying to be a man. I understand. but I'm going to try to make this really weird joke to encourage you to up the engagement on this post. I want to say jump and you say how high, but type in where you're from. I know you don't want to type in where you're from because you're a manly man. I'm going to make fun of you. I'm going to needle you. I'm going to use all my tricks just to get you to do what I say, because the more times I can get you to say yes or do what I want, the closer I can get for you to signing up into my MLM pyramid scheme. All of this is manipulation and strategy. And once you see it, it's so easy to see through.
You guys to maybe engage on a level that maybe you haven't before. And we're going to talk about an opportunity that you've never, had a chance to be a part of before. And so in the chat, you'll see a little chat feature. Make sure that you, comment where in the world you're watching from tonight. And guys, we're super excited to be with you. Obviously this is a men's only opportunity Zoom, and
good evening, gentlemen.
We can talk about stuff that maybe we might normally not talk about.
Then why is this available for any Tom, Dick, or Harriet in boards? Anybody can do this. Why is it available? We're going to get a good peek into the manipulation that is going on in the men's only aspect of Make Wellness. I have not seen anything like this before. I'm quite curious.
If, men and women were on this Zoom and really just want to level with you tonight. And I want to start off by asking you a question. Okay. And this is
so remember, you're like, oh, there's these peptides. I can make some extra money on the side. And he's already started off with type in where you're from. I know you're a manly man and you don't want to do that, but just do that. We're going to connect with you on a different level. They're targeting vulnerable people. So there's going to be people who are maybe in between jobs, somebody who is lonely. Maybe they want that connection, that masculine connection. They don't have a good friend and they do want to talk with other guys. And for whatever reason, they don't have that. And they're maybe going to find this connection online. He's preying on this. This isn't authentic and this isn't genuine. All it is for you to sign up into this lousy pyramid scheme, which who knows if he's going to be in the same pyramid scheme 3 years from now, or if he's going to start his own. You cannot make this shit up.
Question that at first, it's like it kind of maybe brings you to reality a little bit more than maybe you might even want to, but it's a healthy question because, when we answer this question, then we can make adjustments, right?
Do you think he's going to come in with emotional manipulation right from the get-go? I think so.
And so the first question I have for you is, tonight, as you're sitting there, obviously, tonight you're here to hear about, a brand new company to the world called Make Wellness. We're going to show you why we're so excited. And obviously why the person that invited you to watch this is so excited.
You're excited because you're going to be getting the bulk of the money. The person that has invited you, whoever the hypothetical you is watching this, they're excited because you're going to be their potential recruit. Because you need to recruit people. This is the real product. Welcome. It's not really about the product after all. It's about selling the idea that you can get time and money freedom. It's selling a pyramid scheme. A tale as old as time. Well, not as old as time, but definitely as old as Amway and then its immediate predecessor, Neutralite.
But I want to ask you just a question as a man. Are you where you thought you'd be tonight, sitting there, wherever you're at in the world? Are you where you thought you'd be at this point in your life?
Shame on you. This is fucking disgusting. To open up with this is in the first 1 minute and 49 seconds. So there are a lot of men who are vulnerable. There's a lot of people that are vulnerable, but for this, there's a lot of men who are vulnerable and they never think that they can measure up. There's always something more that they could do for their families. And traditionally, it's still difficult for men to speak their feelings because it's just socially, that's just where we're at culturally, And so he's targeting that right now. I'm going to whip you down. Are you where you thought you'd be? Do you still have a mortgage to pay? Oh, I can help you. I've got the opportunity for you. I'm going to make you feel less than. I'm not going to pump you up. I'm going to diminish you. I'm going to, in this sideways way, insult you and bring you down because my pyramid scheme is such a piece of shit. And I'm so weak that I need to diminish you in order to weasel my way in and shill you a fraud. That is exactly what is going on here. In 1 minute and 49 seconds, if you ever find yourself in a presentation like this, either in person or online, close the computer, get the fuck out of there, or walk out. And there's going to be people that are being like, oh, you're such a loser after all. They'll probably insult you as you leave, but get out. This is not worth your time. This is insulting. Nobody who has any kind of care about you as a person, doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, would never speak to a stranger like this. Are you where you want to be? I really want you to think about this. And we're going to constantly revisit this because this is a pain point that I've introduced to you in the first 1 minute and 49 seconds. This is fucking revolting. The disgusting mess that is Make Wellness just keeps revealing, like the stench. It's the stench marshy swamp just bubbling up, this cesspool of grossness. Wow. All of this to try to sell your bioactive precision peptides. I thought this product was so revolutionary. People put it on their tongue. Make sure you definitely put it on your kid's tongue and video it. Have no privacy settings. Fake testimonials, having a guy who was in Beachbody and then say, oh no, I'm not even going to talk about how I was in Beachbody for how many years, transform my physique. And now as a man, I've got, I'm a father of 5 kids and look at what these peptides have done for 16 days. No. That's not about the products at all. It's about controlling you and manipulating you. How do you feel as a man? Tell me, do you let others down? You can't even make this shit up. This is so bad.
Financially. And it's, this is a powerful question because most men live quiet lives of desperation. You get out of school, you get out of college, maybe you went as far as high school, and then you're just supposed to figure it all
This is multi-level marketing.
out. A lot of you guys came from playing sports growing up. I'd love to see if you guys played football, hockey, baseball. Let me know what sport you played growing up. And in a sport like that, you have a coach, right? And it's so amazing to have this coach, and you don't realize it when you're young. But
where do you think he's going with this now? Oh no, we can coach you. You lost that. You had that, and now you lost it. So where is he going with this? So first off, he's introduced this pain point. How many men on here are where you're at financially? Now I'd like you to think about, so suddenly, this is called emotional destabilization. This is a technique. And all these fuckers do it in all multi-level marketing companies. They are working to destabilize you. There's no cohesion here. This isn't a professional presentation. They're making you feel shame and doubt, uncertainty. And then suddenly, we're going to think about your childhood. This is like if you're watching a magic show and the guy's like, look over here, and then he pulls a rabbit out of the hat or whatever, makes the Eiffel Tower disappear, and everybody's like amazed. It's a trick, but you're like enjoying it. In this case, you don't even know what's happening. You think this is completely logical, but if you just break it down and you think, why are you trying to get me to feel ashamed about where I'm at in my life, using this as man-to-man, as if I'm supposed to trust you. I don't even know who you are. And now you're asking me to think of some time in my childhood and drop a thing about sports, what sport I was in. And I'm going to be there with all these other people who are doing it too, online. Wow, it's almost like a brotherhood. And think back to your coach. This is going to be a long video.
when you're young, you have this coach, and what that coach represents is certainty. You have this person in your
Cults sell certainty. Commercial cults, political cults, religious cults. We sell certainty. You're uncertain. Make Wellness has a solution for you. You just have to follow this proven template.
life that says, hey, go here, go there, do this, do that, and we're going to win the game. And so as a player, it's magical, and we don't realize it at the time, right? But it's magical because all we have to do is execute based upon.
You don't need to think. You just have to be coachable. This is one of the hooks that got me into multi-level marketing, was because I was a triathlete. I love doing triathlons, recreational triathlete, doing a bunch of Ironman races. It makes sense. You do what you're told. You don't have to think about it. You just show up consistently every day. In a high control group, oh, that's taken to literally control you. You are not allowed to think. Being coachable doesn't mean abandoning your critical thinking. When you're coachable, you work with a coach. They're not telling you what to do, and it's just blind obedience. You give them feedback. You're like, this doesn't work for me. I need more rest. And the coach adjusts. A coach works with you. In multi-level marketing, you're told what to do. And the goalposts always change because you will never be enough. You see how this goes?
Upon our training. And then you get out of high school, you get out of college, and then it's like the world's like, hey, buddy, you're on your own.
And that's when you get recruited into a cult. That's one of the most vulnerable times in somebody's life, is when they transition out of school and then they're in the big wide world and they're like, what do I do? It's a vulnerability. It's a situational vulnerability. And you need to have the self-awareness and the humility to realize that we are all open to manipulation. We're not immune from it. It's creepy how he's describing exactly what they're going to do to you. He's laying the foundation here. It's 2 minutes and 51 seconds in. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Figure it out. And, there's not guys that get together and talk about money a whole lot, or investments a whole lot, or retirement a whole lot. And you're just.
Really? What does this have to do with the business opportunity here? Why do you keep bringing all this irrelevant examples up? Because this isn't a business presentation. This is MLM Cult Recruitment 101 for men only. Just between us guys. We understand you like nobody else in the world will.
Trying to get through life, and then at the same time, you're living in this world right now where inflation's gone up, interest rates have gone up, and yet maybe your income has stayed the same or dropped. And so as a man, when you have a family, when you have dreams, you start to go, oh, shoot, what am I going to do? And
I'm going to get recruited into an MLM cult and this disgusting sleaze bag of an MLM, which is Make Wellness. It's such a fucking joke. I don't even know how this thing is still limping along. I can't wait for this thing to tank. I'm going to see how many people that were so gung-ho about this and where they're going to be in 5 years. They're not going to be with this company. This has the stink of Transact Card and Finmore.
So that's why I started off the question tonight with, are you where you thought you'd be financially at this point in your life? The second question I have for you before we begin is, if we could show you something that you could validate for yourself that could allow you to condense time, allow you to.
You can't condense time. This is also something I heard for years when I was in MLM. We're going to short circuit time. We can condense time. We're going to sell you a get rich quick scheme. This is a template. You guys, this is a business that nobody has ever seen before. These are products that no one has ever seen before. We have a team of people that are the greatest in the industry. Man to man, are you where you thought you'd be? Interest rates are going up, inflation is going up, but your wages have just stayed the same. Man to man, fucking hypnotizing. It's like that, what was that Zoolander? When he's like, relax, don't do it. He's gonna be like, blue steel your way out of any of these presentations being like, oh boy. You're not going to be condensing time. There is no secret. There is no magic way. You are being recruited into a pyramid scheme. How do you think recruitment into an MLM pyramid scheme is going to go? Do you think they're going to be honest with you? A fraud. When you are being defrauded, do you think that they're honest with you, or do you think that they're very convincing, compelling, likable, relatable? And that's why people get conned. Because if you're already feeling resistance to hearing what I'm saying, and you don't even know who these people are, their background, what other companies they've been in, what the definition of a pyramid scheme is in Canada, what it is according to the FTC, what it is according to the Koscot pyramid scheme test, if you're in the US, if you haven't done any of that research and you're just like, yeah, but oh shit, I'm emotionally manipulated because he's like pretending to know who I am, using our bond as being men against me. It's like, give your head a shake. You're being manipulated.
To do more in the next 2 years than most people will do in the next 20 or 30 years.
Income claim, and you can't say that. But the situation of MLMs have deteriorated so profoundly that there's been no oversight. There's been no consequences. that they can say and do whatever they want. But this isn't public. I don't think this is public. This is on the Zoom recording. So maybe it was public at one point, because he was saying drop where you're tuning in from and what sports you were involved in. But maybe it was a private Zoom. So they're just like creating engagement, not to boost it out for people to be seen, but just to get that bond of people that are participating in this Zoom call.
Allow you to get back time with your family.
You need to give away time with your family. So you even look back at my content and look at what's happening with that Arbonne participant who has spent Christmas and New Year's for the first time, has ripped her family apart. She's taken one kid with her and has just like flown or drove to her upline's house just to work on this month end. And they say that this is for the family, but it's not for the family. You're not condensing time. Why is it over 99% of people lose money in every multi-level marketing company? And why isn't he even just opening this up with simple business training, like saying, well, track your income or expenses? When you're in a fraud, people that are attempting to defraud you have to go to exceptional lengths to manipulate you and paint a picture of what's possible. This is how a con goes. And this is exactly what's going on in this presentation.
Allow you to pay off debt, allow you to take your family on vacation, allow you to do the things that as a man, we instinctively want to do. Would that be something that would be of interest to you? Because my friend, tonight, I'm going to introduce.
You're not their friend, my friend. This is so fucking gross. Ugh.
You to a company.
If you're a guy and you're watching this and maybe you've been susceptible to this in the past, I want you to know that as a human being, we have this experience too. As women, we're getting sucked in the same way. And this is just going on in the dark, so you're not alone. It's not, and they say it's nothing to be ashamed about. We feel the shame. You get sucked into a con. Even if you attend one of these presentations, it's like, oh my God, how fucking dumb. I didn't even see that. But you're not dumb. These people are clever and they prey on your altruism as well. Like, oh yeah, why not? I'm open. I'd like to go see something and just hang out. It can be as easy as that. You don't need to have something, horrible happen in your life. But if you are a guy and you have been sucked into this, join the club. You're with us. There's nothing different. It's okay. It's okay to just get out of this and then you can get on with your life. You get to decide what the definition of masculinity is. Not this fucking bozo. His definition of masculinity is lying to you, emotionally manipulating you, diminishing you and your masculinity in order to recruit you into a ridiculous peptide pyramid scheme. You're more than that. And you know it.
That we believe in the next couple of weeks, we're actually going to have our official launch. We're in what's called a pre-enrollment phase right now, but we're going to start our pre-launch and then we'll essentially pre-launch until March of 2025. We believe that
they pre-launch. That means they're operating just as a pyramid scheme where they didn't need customers. That's usually what they mean. This is just a term. It doesn't mean anything. Ask them, what does pre-launch actually mean? It's like I'm clearing my throat and looking down left and right real quick. I'm not going to answer that question. I'm just going to talk about how less of a man than you are because you can't take your family on that trip to Disneyland. This is so pathetic.
From March 2025 to March 2026, this will be the largest supplement launch, nutritional supplement launch in world history. We also believe
sure it will, bud. Remember Transact card? This is going to be the best disrupting thing in the banking card. Everything says this in the history. Oh, well, if it's that big and important as a man, you should really invest all of your money into this. This is so stupid. The lengths they have to go to before even giving you any information about what it's about, they have to manipulate you. They have to get you to like emotionally destabilize you. They have to like make this fake connection with you. And then like, this is going to be amazing. I got a car that's for sale just for you. Sure you do.
Believe that it will be the largest affiliate marketing launch in world history, my friend. What I'm saying,
it's not. This is also a lie.
to you is, hey, we're the Kansas City Chiefs. We believe we're the Kansas City Chiefs. Lord willing, we're the Kansas City Chiefs. And we are going to win the Super Bowl in 2026.
Every guy that doesn't watch whatever, is it football? I don't know. Every guy that doesn't watch football is like, am I supposed to understand this reference? Or is it only the manly man that understands this reference? All the manly men really love sports, the same sports. Oh my God, this is this is awesome. Sign me up.
2025. Do you want to come play for us tonight? We're looking for a quarterback. We're looking for a middle linebacker. We're looking for men that want to be champions. We're looking for men that want to get the job done and ring the bell at the top, my friend. So let me set the stage with that tonight. And let me introduce you guys to Make Wellness. I also have 3 special guests tonight. And
we want a quarterback. And if it was like in Canada, maybe they'll have like a Make Wellness man in Canada. They'll be like, this is a men's group, is just for Canadians. It's like, we need you to be the beaver. We need you to cut down the trees, and we need you to be the hockey player. We need the forward. We need the defense. We need the goalie. Shirts off for kippers off. So stupid. Tonight, we got some more men on here to pump up the manly man for the Make Wellness. Or to thump their chest and type in what sports they were in. Oh my God. If you're coming across this video, just get the fuck out of this company. It's okay. Get out now. I wasted 5 years of my life. Now I'm making videos on YouTube trying to help like discourage people from wasting years of their life too, you know? Once you see it, it's like, how did I think this was compelling? It's okay. You're not alone, like I said.
You'll be hearing from them shortly. So let me just dive in here and make sure that you guys can see my screen. Let me know in the comments if you can see my screen. Can you guys see that? It says Make Wellness.
Yes! Yes! The power presentation. See, my high altitude potato presentation is on point, except my little face is usually in the bottom left corner, but his is in the upper right.
You see that? All right. So, you know, and again, you know,
none of these, you can also tell you're in a scam when they do a presentation like this. They do not know how to go into presenter mode. It's some law of scammers. They just can't figure it out. They always have to do it like this. You might not have seen this. Like if you're happening to come across my content and you're a guy and you're like, okay, multi-level marketing, you know, I'm kind of familiar with crypto or things like that, but this is new to me. You might start seeing other content. It's because it's predominantly women that are involved in these things. Although there's a lot of guys in here too. So you might start seeing other presentations. You'd be like, God damn, this is the same thing. Like you'll have a presentation for Mary Kay or for Optavia or for Monat, and they all have this stupid PowerPoint presentation and they don't know how to put it into presenter mode. It's a dead giveaway.
Everyone's different, but when I'm looking at a business, I analyze it the same way that I would analyze an investment. You know, it's going to be an investment of your time. If you come work for us, you're going to want to earn a profit if you come work for us. So I often analyze the health of a company if I'm looking at it as an opportunity, the same way I would as an investment. And the first thing I look at is the people involved, then the products, then the plan, right?
So do your own research and look at what company was he with before, and did he try to open up his own multi-level marketing company? Has there been any lawsuits against Modair and the founder of this company? Maybe you should look into that. What about the people who have left Modair and who have left Make Wellness and are leaving comments all over the place speaking out against this company? You don't have to look at my content. You can look at other people's content. Just search for it on YouTube, and then you can start seeing other perspectives. You can see people that are speaking out, especially in the comments.
Right. And so I want to show you just the corporate team first and foremost. And we actually have a special guest tonight that's on our corporate team. You'll be hearing from him. Excuse me. And just
Alan Jones is pretending to be a doctor. He has PhD with like this in brackets C behind it. Somebody reached out to me that I forget. It's like peptide specialist. I forget what way I'm to call them. But they know their shit. And they're like, nobody uses this. They're trying to pass them. This person is trying to pass himself off as a doctor. You can be, if you're a candidate still, you could just not go through the final step of whatever it is to achieve your doctorate. This isn't normal. He is trying to pass himself off as a doctor. He isn't actually a doctor. So in this documentation about peptides, he has PhD, and then in C in brackets. It is so stupid. The lengths of deception that multi-level marketing pyramid schemes will go to is absurd. And the absurdities stack on each other. And all of them are dead serious too. And they get right affronted when you point it out. They're like, you're the scammer. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Did you just hear what you said? I'm not the PhDC.
A second, but one of our founders of Make Wellness is a guy named Justin Prince. This is a guy that I've actually had the pleasure of working with for the last 5 years. And, you know, me and Justin worked hand in hand every single day for 5 years.
Can you imagine if you're just like on the street and someone says, hey guys, come here, I got something to sell you. And he opens up his coat and he's got, when I like to like look at a business, I like to deal with my buddy, this person that I worked with for 5 years. I mean, you'd be like, this is ridiculous. Who the fuck are you? And why should I listen to you? I don't trust you. You're trying to like build this trust through this emotional manipulation already. I'm here for a business presentation. Give me the numbers. Why all this fluff? Why do I got to think about what I was coached when I was a kid and now I'm uncertain. And thank goodness there was a coach back then because I had uncertainty. And then why is it now I'm going to be introducing all of you people that you could just be a con working together before you actually get to the point? This is what you should be asking.
Years. Justin is an absolute stud. And he helped formulate a previous company that we were both involved in. And he
like, name the company. What is the company? With your advice is to, when you start with a company, you like to look at the company. Well, the company was Modere, was it not? Why did you leave Modere? There's that guy that is just signed up for Modere. He calls it Modere.
You may not have heard of Modere yet, but
Modere. Just when you think that the coast is clear, right in the road is a white-tailed deer. Them deer, they're here. Them deer, they're there.
He's just an incredible guy. You know, he lives in.
He's incredible. He's an incredible guy. He's a really incredible guy. You want to buy my watch? It's 100% Rolex. Just trust me. Are you a manly man? Are you where you're at financially? Just buy my. He's incredible. You're incredible. Come and join our manly man hug where we'll all be incredible together.
St. George, Utah.
So fucking dumb.
He's just an incredible human. Then you have Truman Hunt. Truman Hunt was the
is not from the Truman Show.
Former CEO of Nu Skin.
Of Nu Skin. You can't make this shit up. So what's happening with Nu Skin? Nu Skin is a giant. Was a giant. Nu Skin was up there, Herbalife and Amway. All these MLMs just collapsing, changing to an affiliate model. Why in the world would this guy leave such a prestigious giant such as Nu Skin to go with Make Wellness? It's a good question. You should ask. It's probably going to give you some bullshit answer. That's what you need to deploy your critical thinking skills. Like, why on earth would you take off? I wonder if Nu Skin is going to be the next company to fall.
You guys have heard of Nu Skin before, but he basically helped take Nu Skin from 700 million a year to 3.2 billion a year. Guys, when we're talking about a launch like this,
let me dazzle you with numbers and statistics. These are incredible. These are incredible people. Have you heard of Truman? Have you heard of him? He's incredible too. He's a stud. He went from 700 million to 3.2 billion. Are you bedazzled yet? Have you done any research? Or are you just listening to me talk and you're just like, yes, I can do this? What research are you going to actually do instead of just watch this call and be emotionally manipulated and then fork over some money without even knowing what the definition of a pyramid scheme is, you know? I hope this helps somebody out there.
You know, obviously everyone can be excited when we're in this phase right now, but you know, what do you do when things don't go well?
This is like, you know, a version of a pump and dump to similar, right? So the people that you're seeing right here, when they sell, like, they're not doing a pump and dump. You know, I mean, they could be for all I know, but say they're going to make a shit coin and you're like, oh, I'm going to be the person that actually figures out, gets in ahead, I'm going to cash out. But they've already created the shit coin and they're going to pull the rug before you get a chance to sell, because that's how these scams work. So when you're already watching something like this, all these people, this guy came from Nu Skin. He went from 700 million to 3.2 billion. Then if he's so fucking whiz bang boom, why is he here right now? Why are you, as a manly man, you know, you're not man enough and you're not making enough money? Why are all these fucking billionaires who have been like responsible for making companies billions of dollars, why the fuck are they looking at you? Maybe who has not very much money. Why do they need to target you? If they're so rich and connected and successful, why on earth would they have to resort to doing something like this? You think they would have already made these wise investments? Why are they doing? Why do they need to target people who have not much money and not much hope? And maybe something going on with their identity, feeling doubtful, maybe feeling shame. It's almost like this is a scam. It's almost like this is how scams go.
What do you do when times are tough? Well, you've got a guy who's one of the founders of this company that is a world-renowned expert in that area, not by his own self-proclamation, but because we can look at results. You cannot scale a company from 700 million to 3.2 billion a year.
So if you're going to take this as a business opportunity, then you need to do this research. Is that what he actually did? Is New Skin saying made a press release? Yes. Truman Hunt is solely responsible for this. When you are being defrauded in a fraud, somebody's trying to woo you, they're going to say and do whatever they can because that's what a con is. It will be compelling. It's not sloppy. I mean, sometimes it can be sloppy. But these MLMs, they need to put so much time, smoke and mirrors, deflection, hyperbole, the best in the industry. This guy's incredible. This guy did millions, no, billions of dollars. And this one, it's so excess.
Year, unless you know what's going on. So I want you guys to hear from Truman. The thing, every time I talk to Truman, I feel like I'm on my granddad's porch and I'm just like, you know, eating ice cream again. And it's like, when you're sitting there talking to Truman, it's like everything in the world's just going to be just okay. You know, everything.
That doesn't, what does this have to do with the business opportunity? Everything is going to be okay. So it's just more distraction, tricks, con. I can't wait to hear this from this fucking guy.
Things fine. So you guys are going to hear from him tonight. Then we have Robert Finnegan, probably one of the greatest living chief marketing officers in the world.
Oh, the greatest living. Every person in every MLM, when they're doing a launch, they have the world-renowned team, the best compensation plan person, the leaders of the industry, the absolute icon. It's also another hallmark of a scam. They just can't control themselves. The same way they just don't know how to make a PowerPoint presentation.
And then you have Alan Jones.
Is he, what do you think the adjectives are going to be to describe Alan Jones? Is he the world-class, best, most amazing, fastest, leanest, strongest scientist ever? He's the guy that has been a PhD candidate for the longest time ever.
Who, you know, we love just as our chief, you know, science.
Oh shit, they're like, we don't know what to say about him.
I don't know what his official title is. Nutrition biochemist. I don't know what his official title is at Make Wellness just yet, but this guy's got.
Oh, he's fumbling the ball here. You rarely see this happen. This is awesome.
Got a PhD in human performance, and he actually specializes in something called sarcopenia.
So he does have a PhD then? Because I was under the impression that he does not have a PhD. So this is a false claim. You better tidy this up. I didn't realize he'd got his PhD because on the documentation that is pushed out, endorsed by Make Wellness, you're saying that it's a PhD-C. There's a big difference between somebody who has actually got their like doctorate and somebody who hasn't. I wonder what else they're lying about.
Which is the loss of muscle as we age. And we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight, because the one thing you're going to see when I show you some of these products, you're not going to see a weight loss program. There is an elevated conversation that the world is ready to hear. That is, muscle equals health, muscle equals energy, muscle equals vitality, muscle equals longevity. In fact, when you start to study sarcopenia, you can associate almost every.
He's been studying it for years, right? Sarcopenia. The mythical science of sarcopenia. What the fuck is sarcopenia? Is he going to give a definition? Or is he just going to start with that slipping into the word salad now? Ooh, multiple syllables in a word. It sounds sciencey. And now I'm going to be like, I've been studying this. When you start to study it, when you start to read the material that Make Wellness recommends, you're going to understand that muscle, oh my God, like nobody has ever figured this out. There's an elevated conversation going on in the world right now about muscles. Is there?
Every chronic illness or disease that we get as we age to the loss of muscle. So if we can put together some
I never knew that. I never knew that cancer, anything is just because you lose muscle. There we go. There's another interesting claim made by Make Wellness. Going on in the shadows here, buried in the depths of a Zoom call only for men.
Products and some education that can start to educate people about, preserving and protecting, and as a man, growing lean muscle tissue, guys. That's an exciting conversation that will change the world.
Grow that muscle, man.
So what's going to happen right now is, we're actually going live with 6 brand new products to the market, 6 products the world has never seen on.
The world has never seen the likes of this. Every snake oil salesman says this. And look, it's fucking Kool-Aid. They're selling you Kool-Aid.
October 14th. So if you're watching this tonight, you have a chance to become an affiliate. And then you have a chance to order all 6 of these products on the 14th. And
clearly this video was shot before October the 14th, 2024, but it's still in the Team Impact back office board, whatever website that people can be, it's used as a resource. So people can show potential men this opportunity call.
And I'm going to cover some of those products here in just a second. And then the last thing I always look at is plan, and we wanted to create a plan that could attract modern affiliates and the modern network, something that we could build that was durable and sustainable for the long term. How many of you guys, you got on here tonight and you're like looking for an opportunity that will last a month or two? Not me. I didn't see any hands go up. Now, obviously I can't see you, but I mean, guys, as a man, if I'm going to.
As a man, this is heavy-handed courtship. This is a guy at the bar that is like drinking like the cheap beer. Foam is on his lip and he wipes it off and he's like, as a man, you want to go up to my room? So fucking gross. This is so gross.
Do something today. I want it to have the potential to pay me the potential.
It's like it's an AI interpretation of how to court another man being manly into Make Wellness. That's what it's like. It's just so divorced from reality. But people don't talk to each other like this. As just a stranger, imagine if you're talking with your friends and suddenly he starts talking like this. Like, what is going on with you? Have you been recruited into an MLM pyramid scheme?
To pay me 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now. Otherwise, I don't want to work on it today. And this is what really changed my life.
Again, 5, 10, 20, 30. I mean, you got to stop. You're allowed to do it 3 times, 5, 10, 15. You keep going. It's always the hyperbole. Oh, it's going to pay you 50 years from now. Were you saying that in Modere? Were you saying that in whatever multi-level marketing company you were with before, if any? But this one that's just was as yet to launch is supposed to pay everybody in 50 years. You look at what happened with Beachbody, Rodan and Fields, Saint Makeup, 31 Gifts, Beauty Counter. I don't know if Beauty Counter is going to be coming back or not. MIG. How many MLM companies that were big that are like, nope, MLM is unsustainable. It's an outmoded industry. But we're different. This is different. This is going to pay you 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50 years. Oh, God, settle down. Sit down, man.
Life, guys.
Man to man. I mean, like, sit down.
I started off, I grew up in West Texas. My dad was in construction.
No. Here we go. Here we go with the personal stories. And I wonder if they're all going to chime in with each personal story. I thought he was going to introduce us to Truman. the grandfather, and everything is going to go away. All our problems are going to be gone. We're going to listen to the sage advice of this man who took new skin from 700 million to 3.2 billion dollars. Now we get to hear their story. Always with the story. This is going to be the most boring part.
He was actually a painter, not the cool kind of painter like the Bob Ross kind. My dad was like the guy that went into your house to paint it before the AC was installed. And he was a third generation painter. So his dad was a painter. His dad was a painter. And
I broke that generational trauma. He was a cool guy because he put food on the fucking table doing honest work. He wasn't as cool as Bob Ross. Bob Ross would smack you with his freaking paintbrush if you said that. That's not what Bob Ross was about. Your dad was a cool man on his own. And it was regardless of what his occupation was, because just as a human, so he has to put down his dad. So he's having to put down his father in this presentation. So ridiculous.
I was like, I got to get out of painting. Like, I got to end this family tradition quickly, because if you've ever worked in hundreds.
And I decided to become a scammer. Oh, I'm going to join multi-level marketing pyramid schemes. And here I find myself all of these years later, leaving one MLM for another one and lying about this guy that has his PhD, unless he somehow suddenly did get his PhD after all. In which case I'm mistaken, but I don't think so. I don't think so.
5-degree Texas heat, it'll make you rethink your career path, And so the first thing that changed my life back then was I was a hard worker, just like you guys are hard workers, but I was introduced to the world of consumables. And just like those products you just saw, those products are boxes, they're powders, they're pills.
Your Kool-Aid
Pills. You mix them up, you drink them, and after about a month, the box is empty, and your customer reorders. That was the first thing that changed my life. My first month doing something similar to this, I made $1,200, and that was cool. But then the next month, I made $2,100. However, $900.
Please stop scamming people. You are hurting people. You are actually hurting people. This whole emotional manipulation, this whole song and dance of trying to speak man to man with people is clunky, it's manipulative, it's deceiving. But moreover, your involvement in more than one pyramid scheme, you're hurting people. Respectfully, please stop scamming people. Stop doing MLM. Go get some healing. Go do something else. Maybe go start a painting business on honest work. Maybe there was a business that was passed down. You had an actual company. I don't know what was going on there. You can do anything. It's not a life sentence. It's not black or white. It's not like you're sentenced to a life of just painting just because your dad did. And the only other option is multi-level marketing. There's a whole world out there of all these different things you could do.
That was from repeat orders. That's when I started to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And for once, it wasn't a train about to come run me over. Then the second thing that changed my life was I got into a leveraged income model, just like you're going to see tonight with this affiliate plan.
Residual income.
The leveraged income model completely changed my world because, before I heard about something like this, I used to trade time for money.
No, not the trading time for money. Wow, that's still going on. That's probably from Amway. That's got to be an Amwayism. That phrase has been around for decades. How many of you are trading time for money? And there's going to be people that have never heard of this before. You might be watching this and being like, oh shit, is that not a new thing? No, it's not. I'm sorry to tell you. Once you start, as you start, doing more research, you'll be like, oh my God, no way. They talk like it's the most amazing, profound statement ever. It's like, okay, drop it right now. Trading time for money. You're like, yeah, I am trading time for money. And you can see there's a kernel of truth in that. You are trading your time for money. You're getting paid to work, but it's framed as this horrible thing, this chain to a job. If he says just over broke, I'm going to lose it. I hope he does.
Guys watching tonight, you're doing something where you're trading time for money. I hate it.
It's called a job. You just show up. It's called hourly wages. It's great.
Working by the hour because no matter how hard I worked, I was still going to make exactly what was agreed upon. That's typically how it works.
That's how it works in a job. It's great. You know exactly what you're going to get paid. You're not going to get shafted and deceived and conned and lied to and then gaslit. And then maybe fucking sued when you start speaking out against these predatory companies, you know?
When you have a job as an
God forbid you have a job.
employee, typically will work just hard enough not to get fired, and the boss will pay them just enough so they won't quit.
Bullshit. That's not true. I mean, you can see this in your own life. How many people, maybe him, maybe because he has a lousy work ethic and just views the world in this dystopian way, or is having to paint it this way. But I know my coworkers are great people, and we work because we enjoy what we do. And the boss is, oh, we're just gonna, what a horrible way to view people. And it's like there's no other option. So you see how he's already setting it up to, it's like life and death. A train, he saw a light at the end of the tunnel instead of getting killed by a train. And in jobs, you're trading time for money. And employees, well, they're just not going to really work. They're not going to do anything. And bosses, it's just the worst. Again, hyperbole to paint a picture that the only solution in a cult is a cult. In this case, it's a commercial cult. This is so nuts to see this play out now.
That's not a recipe for greatness, guys. I had to find something.
What is your definition of greatness? Scamming people? Becoming a millionaire off scamming people in multiple pyramid schemes? What is your definition of greatness? Helping people? Helping one person? Say you were, you only made $20,000 a year, but you saved somebody's life one day. They fell from a mountain and you hiked up and you managed to save them. Would you consider that greatness? Or is it only just having a lot of money and walking across a fucking stage and having your picture taken by other dude bros saying how manly you are? What is your definition of greatness? Providing for your family? What if you do provide for your family? You need to provide more. You need to drive what kind of vehicle? Something that you endorse that thinks is really fancy, flashy, buying expensive clothes? What exactly are you talking about?
Where I could earn profit instead of wages, okay? So I got into a leverage.
Profit instead of wages. Here we go into the thought terminating cliches. Bumper sticker reductions. That's what these quick things are. They sound good. They're like a sound bite, and you just will repeat it if you get sucked into this thing, and you will just expect to shut down any kind of criticism. Somebody pointing out, this sounds like you've been scammed. Yeah, well, I'm not trading time for wages. You'd like expand on that, and you can't. This is MLM rhetoric. This is MLM indoctrination. You could be at an Amway meeting right now.
Income model where I could learn how to get customers, and I could transfer that knowledge to you, and you could transfer that knowledge to someone else. And I only had about an hour.
And it's just, you just recruit people because the real product is the opportunity. This is nothing more than like a chain mail letter. Think of it like that. If back in my day, if you're familiar with that, you'd actually get letters in the mail. If you mail this out to 10 people, and then you're going to have all these untold riches, or otherwise you're going to die a horrible death. Just mail out writing these letters and mailing them out. Nothing ever comes of it, you know. This is the modern day version of this.
A day when I first started doing this, and that was usually, not every single day, but when I had time to do this, I had about an hour a day, but over time I had 100.
This is also what I was taught in Rank Makers and also in Mon 8. This isn't unique. This isn't just like this one thing. Oh, I taught it was just an hour a day. You're going to be told this. All you have to do is just an hour a day, and you're going to have something that you can make residual income, leverage income for 50 years. All you're doing is you're not recruiting people. You're transferring the knowledge to other people who then can transfer the knowledge to other people.
Other people doing it with me. So now I'm getting paid on 100 hours a day, even though I'm only working one. Over another period of time, I had 1,000.
Can't even make this shit up. Every MLM. Wow.
People doing this with me. So now I'm getting paid on 1,000 hours a day, even though I'm still only working one.
Because I'm at the top of the pyramid scheme. Yay, that's how it works.
1 hour a day. Guys, this is how you can absolutely change your life.
This is how I changed my life. I was getting paid 1,000 hours, 1,000 hours in one day. And I'm so successful that I'm targeting you, who is doubtful about your masculinity and isn't where you're at financially. And with my experience and all these studs and people who have made billions of dollars, We're coming to you to give you the opportunity to give us money, and you can be just like us. What you learn from this is that the real money is to just go on and create a scam like this yourself.
This is how you can condense your stars, or not change your stars, condense time, right?
Condense your stars is a black hole, and that's what's a more accurate description of Make Wellness.
And so then you couple that model with consumables. Now we're really cooking. All right. So when I say, do you want to condense time? Those aren't loose words. We're just talking simple math here, and taking that same energy and the same work.
If you're watching this video, you're still watching this video, and you heard condensed time taught to you when you were in MLM, and you want to leave a comment, you don't need to leave it. And if you do, let me know. As well as if you want to leave as many comments as you want, it's great. I love reading your comments. And I know that people, when they leave multi-level marketing, they go to the comments too. That's what we do as we start to deprogram. I'd like to know if you heard that condensed time training. I did. I heard it all the time.
I think that you already have, but on a part-time basis, applying it to something like this and getting an extraordinary result. All right. So let me tell you kind of where we're at right now. So far, you know, we're in what's called a pre-enrollment phase, and our pre-launch officially kicks off November 1st. At this point, we've just surpassed 45,000 pre-enrolled
People that got sucked into the pyramid scheme. It's just another wave. It's just going to go down as another scam. And it's like this, so exciting because we've had so many people give us money. That means it's legitimate. You know what happened with Ponzi schemes, right? Where the term Ponzi scheme came from. Look that up too. All these people would have said, no, no, no. You're a hater. You're negative. You're vibrating at a low frequency for pointing out that my investment would have any kind of shady dealings. How long did that Ponzi scheme? Look that up. Do your research.
In a little over 2 months, guys. Now think about this. We're not even in pre-launch yet. We're in pre-enrollment. You know what I mean? Like, this is like,
I can't even believe they've taken this to another level. Pre-enrollment, and then goes into pre-launch, and then pre-launch is going to be staying at pre-launch until then they actually launch. Oh my God.
If we're on an oil rig site right now, you know, we're starting.
Oh, I can't fucking wait. I know about rigs. I'm in Alberta. Let's see his analogy.
To like put in the oil, the drill, you know. I mean, we've got our hard hats on. We're at like ground floor here. Yet we already have 45,000 pre-enrollments. That's because our message is resonating with people.
Your metaphor didn't work, bud.
So what we're specifically doing is we're launching a whole new world of something called precision biopeptides. These are nature-derived precision biopeptides. Let me know in the comments if you guys have ever heard of peptides. And I also want to share just a little bit about what peptides are and why we believe this is the biggest breakthrough.
He's been talking for 13 minutes and 57 seconds and hasn't talked. There's been no data. All just manipulation. All fluff. I've been talking for significantly longer. Hasn't talked anything about this business, just like all these impressive people that you should just trust. Hallmarks of a scam.
Through and natural health and wellness within the past 30 to 40 years. So some of you guys know Stanford professor Andrew Huberman. He says peptides are the wedge between pharmaceutical drugs and nutritional supplements. If you
Does Andrew Huberman know that his quote is being used in this presentation to recruit people into the Make Wellness pyramid scheme? I'm just curious. Somebody should ask him for an official statement on that.
think about peptides, you know, if you consider your DNA is like the lock. Peptides are similar to a key. What peptides allow you to do is express your DNA. You know, so it can't make you what you're.
What are his qualifications to be talking about peptides and DNA? What do you think? You know, do your research about that too.
Not, but if you have the potential to have big arms, or if you have the potential to have a strong back, or if you have the potential to.
It's not about having the big arms. It's about having bigger calves.
Have fast twitch muscles. Peptides are what unlock that DNA potential within you. It's the coolest thing in the world. Now, a lot of times when we think of peptides, what we actually think of is the market of therapeutic peptides. And if
Oh no, not the chart where it's like outrageous. Look at this branded and generic, and it just goes up, and then there's a number of $101.7 billion. You think people are going to understand this? It's just so weird. Every MLM does something the same or very similar, you know?
I'm 42 years old. Some of you guys are about my age, usually around your 40s. you start getting into, TRT sometimes, and you start getting into synthetic or therapeutic peptides. So these are some of the examples like ipamorelin, BPC 157, CJC 1295. These are synthetic lab peptides, and they must be injected. Okay. And so, myself and Justin Prince, we're both like, we love peptides. I love peptides.
I love them so much. I inject them everywhere. I especially inject them into my arms because I want to make them big.
They're awesome. And they allow you to do amazing things with your body. And
do they? You know what else allows me to do amazing things with my body is drinking a cup of coffee. I love peptides so much. It's the key. It's to unlock your DNA. They do amazing things. They just are amazing. It's great. I'm all about them. This is convincing. I can see why so many tens of thousands of people are signing up for this.
They allow you to recover. They allow you to increase human growth hormone. They allow you to do all kinds of amazing things. And so even when we were first kind of talking about and kind of kicking around this opportunity, at the core of it, we wanted to do something that would restore leadership back to America.
Oh, holy hello, Nexium just enters the fucking chat. What? That's quite the leap of, are you a man? Are you wanting to make some money to support your family, have big muscles? And now it's like we want to introduce leadership back into America. What? What does that have to do with this opportunity? This fits in with a cult.
And
watch The Vow. If you haven't watched The Vow yet, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, watch The Vow. It will help you.
Restore leadership back to the home. But, you have to
restore leadership back to the home. What problem are you addressing and trying to sell a solution for? What homes have problems? And this just took like a fucking left-hand turn into no man's land. Oh, this is weird. This is creepy as.
You have to create some type of a business around that, right? And so we're like, well, what are men interested in? And we're like, well, synthetic peptides. But then we started thinking about the idea.
Men, are you interested in synthetic peptides? Is that the number one thing on your list? Out of everything that you're interested in? Synthetic peptides.
Idea of like people sending out syringes all over the country and, like trying to teach Billy Bob how to inject peptides. Because the problem with peptides.
The fuck you got against Billy Bob? Poor Billy Bob. He's like, leave me alone. I don't want to be a part of your pyramid scheme. My name might be Billy Bob, but I'm an honest painter by day and a lover by night.
Is all a peptide is a super long chain of amino acids, and they have to be injected so that they bypass the liver. And so as we started thinking about it, we're like, I don't know, man. I don't know if that business is going to scale, because the other thing about synthetic peptides is that they're extremely expensive and they have like this complex usage schedule. So like some of them.
Okay, so what the fuck was this leadership into America and leadership into the home? And then all of a sudden, that just like came out of nowhere. 2 points there. And then all of a sudden it's back to like in Billy Bob injecting peptides and this business isn't really scalable. What's going on here? Those were the first flares. It was like it shot up. You're in dangerous territory. This was the first sign. Leadership into the country. What?
Some will say like only use on Tuesdays and Thursdays except for a full moon. You're just like, okay, when do I take it again? So it's like,
oh, don't worry, with Make Wellness, you can take them multiple times a day. You can take all of the products all at once, and then you can just space them out however you want. And there's intricate tables in Team Impact's back office showing you like, oh, you can get this product and this product and this product. It doesn't matter. Just buy all the products. They're just so great. Billy Bob will have no problem. He's such a dummy. All he has to do is drink our Kool-Aid and he doesn't need to worry about injecting himself.
We can't scale a massive business if there's like this complex usage schedule. And so what happened is Truman and Justin found a lab that for the last 10 years.
It was the lab for the last 10 years that Monate was using in the desert, where they were cooking up their special stuff for the family. Monate left. Truman and Justin was like, You guys done with this? I'll write you a check for $5,000. They're like, Ray Erdenat is like, we sure could use that money. Stuart McMillan is calling us a cult. I need that money to go buy a Gucci bag. He's like, all right, sounds good. Truman and Justin go in there. They start cooking up their peptides in the lab, in the desert. Walter White is circling. Get out of my trailer, guys.
Had been working on this very issue. How could you get a peptide into a nutritional supplement that a person could take orally that would be a fraction of the cost, that could be ingestible, that have
Truman and Justin figured it out. They're not even scientists, but they managed to get into the lab and figure it out. Is that how the story goes? The men, the myth, the legends,
a real simple use
the studs.
schedule. Because if you could do that, you would solve a 30-year riddle. If you could do that, my friends, you would change the world. If you could do that.
It's like the mathematical, my friends, you would solve a 30-year riddle. There was a professor back in Stanford. You might have heard of his name. His name was Andrew Huberman. He wrote a complex code on the chalkboard. And one day, this skinny young man that was just the janitor, he came and he just solved the riddle. And it was, by God, we figured out the key unlocks the peptide, the DNA, and we came up with Make Wellness. There are manly men here.
What would happen is when these come out, you know, there'll still be other supplements, and other supplements are great. Besides just our products, there's still going to be great products out there besides Make Wellness products. However, if I've got a product like Fit that I'll tell you about in a second, and, you know, and I've got another product that is similar ingredients, but doesn't have a peptide, guys, you're talking about the difference between a black and white TV and a color TV.
It's black and white. It's always black and white in a commercial cult. It's that obvious. There's other supplements out there, but guys, it's like having a color TV or a black and white TV. Who the hell wants to just go with a black and white TV? That's with Billy Bob in the swamp and the alligator, and he shoots it. He freaking skins it, fries some up on a stick. He's so fucking dumb. He knows how to inject those peptides into his bicep.
Again, black and white TVs are great. I can still watch the football game on Sunday, but baby, I want a color TV.
Oh no. Baby, I want a color TV. This is like Dire Straits, money for nothing and my chicks for free. Microwave oven.
Guess what? Your customer wants a color TV. If we're talking about
your customer has a color TV. They don't want this shit. They just want to be left alone. Or when are we getting into the leadership? I want to get into the aspect of how I can bring leadership back in my home. Them damn women having all their opinions, having the right to vote, thinking that I should do some of my equal share. Fuck, she's always complaining about me putting my socks right beside the laundry hamper. It's time for me to become a man, inject some peptides. Excuse me. I don't have to be like Billy Bob anymore. I can just drink them. I can drink the Kool-Aid. I can bring leadership back into my country. Bring me a color TV, baby.
Opportunity. Imagine if you were one of the first few people in the world tonight that were the first people
to get in at the beginning of a pyramid scheme, which they're already in and they're recruiting you. It's already too late. Imagine if you're the first people in the world. This thing is going to scale. It's going to grow big. We've got people that are amazing and they're studs and they grew other businesses to billions of dollars. I need to keep repeating this to counteract the charm and charisma and the con, to help people critically think. That's why I stop it so frequently. And that's why that I keep adding commentary, because it takes a lot to counteract this kind of indoctrination and brainwashing. If you've been in multi-level marketing for a number of years, it doesn't even have to be for a number of years. It could be just like a few months. It helps people to start thinking for themselves. It helps them to deprogram.
To sell a color TV while everyone else was still selling black and white TVs. When you take these products, it's high impact. There's no guesswork. It works immediately.
Oh, we've seen the testimonials.
You'll love it. By the way, you're not just going to like the products. You're going to absolutely love the products. I've had a chance to try all 6. I know Tug Brooks has had a chance to try all 6. Guys, Truman obviously has had a chance to try all 6 as a founder. Guys, you're not just going to like these products. You're going to.
So who the fuck is Truman and why should I care? These people that were attending this, it's like they don't know any of you. These are just words, empty words. Empty superlatives, just like flowing out so easily. Oh, this guy likes it. This guy likes it. Everybody likes it. What do you mean you don't like it? We're worth billions of dollars. Where are you at in your life? Oh, you don't have as much money as I claim to? I'm scrabbling around in the dirt with this ridiculous pyramid scheme, trying to recruit you and tell you it's like selling a color TV. Give me a break.
Absolutely
This is the best in the industry, you guys. This is what they've got.
love them. But this is major stuff, because you're talking about the peptide market that's still relatively unknown. If I polled every single one of you guys tonight and said, have you heard of peptides? I bet we'd get maybe 30% of you that's like, yeah.
I just thought you said every man has on his list about the peptides. That's what we all want, especially when you get to my age, 42. That's what he said, not me. I'm 49. It's like everybody wants peptides. And then, well, I bet you some of you don't even know about it. I bet you most of you don't even know about it. Well, you're sitting on uncapped potential here. This is a billion-dollar industry. Got substitute makeup, travel discount MLMs, investments. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's just going to go up. They all have the same graph. Not the exact same, but sometimes it's more ridiculous. It's just like the bars on the far right are just like way high, just to show the market that's just waiting there for you to take advantage of it.
And then if you've even heard of them, it's like, have you ever tried them? So there's a massive runway of opportunity here, but you and I are the first in the world to go tell this story. So I'll hit just a couple of these real quick. One of the products that we're obviously excited about as men is a product called Fit. Okay. This product is absolutely powerful. It helps you.
As men, you want to be fit, manly men. This is so weird.
Build, repair, and retain lean muscle. It supports your metabolic health. It'll help boost power and increase strength, which means you can train more. It helps you recover faster. It'll help you sustain balance and energy, and supports healthy aging. So statistically, we actually have.
All you got to do is cut the top off, pour in the Kool-Aid, put some water in, and drink it. That's all you got to do.
Clinicals behind this product. In fact, tonight, when you become an affiliate, you can become an affiliate for free. You can log into your back office. You can read scientific white papers on this product that's ready to go right now.
Written by the doctor, or is it written by the PhD, the person who actually isn't a PhD, doesn't have a PhD? Is that the white paper? When I did a video on that too. Other content creators have made content about this as well.
Eat your heart out. But guys, this product returned a 47% less fatigue ratio. It also gave you a 103% increase in strength recovery. You get 4 times the protein.
I remember when beet juice was all the rage when I was in triathlon. There's always some newfangled thing that's just like the latest and the greatest,
Synthesis with this, as compared to whey protein, you get a 54% increase in performance. Okay, so think about this for a second. You're sitting there, you're a guy, you're like, okay, how can I make money with this? Do you know anyone in your life that would like to have 47% less?
Do you know anybody in your life that has a pulse? As a guy, as a man, like, I just want you to ask yourself, do you know anybody in your life that looks up and sees the sun in the sky at times? As a guy, just guy to guy here. We're manly men here. We're bonding. As a guy, do you know anybody that wants to get more fit? Do you know anybody who, wants to just feel more manly?
Less fatigue when they work out. 4 times the protein synthesis, 54% increase in performance, and 103% strength recovery. That's every dude that you know. You see what I'm saying? Like,
the world is your market. Every man in the world can be your customer. It's just like when I was in Monate, every person that has hair is your customer. It's easy. The product will just sell itself. They have the same bullshit statistics with little asterisks after everyone. Control study of 2 people or something. These are just slides with numbers put up. You haven't even tried the product. You're just listening to somebody that you don't know, filled with people that you don't know, with a lot of adjectives, a lot of superlatives, lots of hyperbole going on here, a lot of claims, no substance. It's just a bunch of hot air. This is a classic MLM pyramid scheme.
This is like selling hotcakes here, guys. So you've got a product offering that you can also make these powerful claims with, that when you share this with another man, it doesn't have to be a man, but I'm just, we're talking to men tonight.
When you share it with another man at your local gym, and you're like, do you want to recover 47% faster? And he's going to Brother, I do. I'm a man. As a man, I'd like to show you this piece of literature. Do you believe in our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ?
Right? When you share this with a man, they go, yeah, dude, where do I sign? Where can I try this?
Yeah, dude, where do I sign? Just say, that's how easy. Yeah, dude, where do I sign? It's like this is AI trying to figure out how men communicate with each other. That's what this feels like. That's what this sounds like.
Where can I get it? So the other thing that you'll see in your back office is all of these products have this, one page promise, or it's called a promise sheet. It's like a one pager on each individual product. And it kind of looks similar to that slide that I just showed you here. So that's all in your back office, ready to go. Another product that we have is called Lean. I'm not going to hit all these tonight, but I'll hit Lean with you because this is powerful. So check this out. In clinicals, the average person lost 6% body fat. So some of you guys,
where's the clinical studies, and was it done by Make Wellness, or are they using studies from other companies who have the same ingredients that are in Make Wellness? That's what I want to know. I want to know if, say, whatever this peptide is in this peptide pill, maybe there's 18 ingredients, let's just say, and other companies have done studies on these 18 ingredients over the years, and now Make Wellness goes and takes those studies and say, it proves, because we have taken these ingredients, these 18 ingredients, we've put them in our capsule, and according to clinicals, it's lost 6% of body fat. But they haven't done the studies themselves. I don't believe they've done the studies themselves. I believe that they're fobbing off these studies as their own when it's been done by other companies. And that's a question that you should ask if you're looking to sign up with this company or any other MLM, you need to get your bullshit detector on. As a man, just man to man here.
when we're talking about, therapeutic peptides, some of you guys have heard of like Ozempic, for example. You've seen friends that are taking the weight loss shot. I'm not here to demonize that at all. But I want to tell you the difference with.
Here it comes. Anytime somebody in multi-level marketing says, I'm not here to demonize it, I'm not here to say that this isn't good, and then they go on to do just that. Classic MLM tactic right here. Mark my words. Watch what he says.
Lean, because this is special. So in our clinicals, the average person lost 6% body fat. That's cool. The 65% of the body fat that they lost was around their core area. That's where everybody wants to lose it. Am I right? But here's what's remarkable about it. After initial use, people continue to lose body fat for 20 consecutive weeks on Lean, guys. That's astounding. Here's the most remarkable, is that on Lean, there was, while they're losing this body fat, there was a 0% reduction in muscle mass index. Guys, that is unbelievable. That is unbelievable. Again, going back to the conversation that muscle equals longevity, muscle equals health, muscle equals energy. Guys, this is a product that is just absolutely revolutionary. If I can help you strip body fat while preserving your lean muscle tissue, my friend, that's the new conversation. There is nothing.
Stop saying my friend.
On the planet that's delivering like that.
Nothing on the planet is delivering like that, because this isn't delivering like that. What do you do if somebody who doesn't need to lose all this body fat, are they going to just like wither away into nothing?
So on top of that, we've got a product called Calm. We call this a hug in a box. You take this, if you guys deal with any anxiety, stress, fear, any of that kind of stuff, you drink this product, you sit there for about 2 minutes, all that stuff will just fall off of you. And about 3 minutes in, it feels like someone just walks up to you and wraps you up in a warm baby blanket, so that's why we call it a hug in a box. This product is absolutely.
This is fucking weird. If you have stress or anxiety, just drink this drink and everything is going to feel good. That should set off alarm bells.
Amazing. This is a product, for example, that you could sample someone. You could be like, hey, sit down, and you sample this to them. And then 5 minutes later, they're like, here's my credit card, bro. Like, let's get an order in.
When you're at the gym, it's like, hey, dude, you want to sign up? Oh yeah, man. And then when you just sit them down, have this drink, you're like, yeah, give me your credit card, bro. Things that never happened for $1 million, Alex.
So again, high impact products. You've got Hydrated, and all of these products have iron.
Let me guess. It hydrates again, better than water, better than Kangen water, better than anything ever in the world.
Am statements like I am fit, I am lean, I am calm, I am hydrated. You've also got focused, which we're super excited about. I won't again cover all this tonight. And then you've got one of my favorite products called Energized. This product you're going to absolutely love. It just gets you going in the morning, gets you going mid-afternoon. And this is something that you guys can screenshot real quick. This is just kind of a little one-page cheat sheet that just kind of tells you some of the benefits of each one of those products. And so with that being said, I'm about to show you the plan and kind of how we get paid and how to get started and all that stuff. But I want to have just a couple of my friends come on and share, why they're doing this from a man's perspective. And so
As a man, I really manly man. I'm a man. You're a man. We're all men. We're manly men. Dude, bro, man. Sign me up.
the first person I'm going to have come up is my good friend, Ryan Badeau. Ryan's actually in Florida right now.
Who the fuck is Ryan? Where are these other guys? I thought there's like the stud. We got Truman. We got PhD, C. And then we've got other guy, whoever other guy was. Who's Ryan now?
They're getting ready to batten down the hatches. So we're praying for those guys and praying for any of you guys that may be in Florida and kind of the way of that storm. But Ryan, can you come on here and just share with these guys? Obviously you're successful in corporate America. You already do extremely well. But why are you so enthusiastic and excited about doing Make Wellness?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Wes, first off, I really appreciate you having me on here. It's certainly an honor to kind of share a little bit about my journey, a little bit about my story.
Oh my God, more stories about who they are. Nobody cares. One of the things I learned, which it's just so you learn these things, but they never apply them in MLM, but they give you these lessons like it's supposed to help you, is what's in it for me. Tune into the radio station WIIFM. What is in it for the participants that are tuning in to this? They just get to hear all about you, and they keep saying manly men and as man to man. And now we get to hear this guy. It's like, well, get on with the business already. You talk about peptides. You talked about Billy Bob. It's like, oh, here's a graph. We're not going to go into details. It just looks amazing. $1 billion. It seems like you're trying to get a fast one over on me, bro. I'm suspicious. Can we get to that business part? No, we got to listen to another guy talk about himself.
I'm 40 years old, and you hit the nail on the head. Early on in the call is, I thought I'd be a lot further along in life than I am right now, right? And I think a lot of us can probably attest to that. We feel that way, and that's just, I think, just kind of a natural thing for men, right? Like we always want to be superstars. Like we have big dreams. It's ingrained in us when we're kids, when we grow up. But to be honest, man, just, laying awake at night, just stressed about, finances, like where we're going. I got a wife and 3 daughters. They depend on me. I'm in corporate America
and stay there and get the fuck away from this MLM pyramid scheme. This is a horrible example to be setting for your family and your daughters, because you're going to be setting them up to be recruited into an MLM cult. And if they happen to avoid it, you're setting them up to be recruited into another kind of cult at some point. You don't even realize the fire you're playing with here.
I do what I can, but there's always room to grow and do more. And I'm looking at my wife, my 3 daughters. I'm going to have weddings and colleges. I need to secure more financial stability in the future with retirement, investments. These are things that I just I've not yet been in a place where I've really put a lot of strategic focus. And so carrying around that weight on a daily basis, that's kind of where I was. It's a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, a lot of sleepless nights. It starts hitting you hard. And what I saw when I saw Make Wellness was just something that
because I was so stressed and anxious, and I'm concerned about my family, and I'm in a vulnerable state, and I was targeted and recruited into a commercial cult, because what I saw with this was an answer to my problems, to the fear, to the anxiety that I had opened up this vulnerability, and like a fucking hawk, an MLM comes in, grabs you, I hope you get out. I hope you get out.
Was completely different. I saw leaders like, Justin Prince and Wes Bewley. You're hearing him on here.
Define leaders. Have you done your own research? What are you going to tell your daughters as they grow up and they don't do their research into various business enterprises or relationships? Are you going to discourage them from looking at research? Just trust them. Oh, fuck, the ramifications of your involvement in an MLM pyramid scheme, you're not serving your family.
like you guys get a pretty good idea of, what Wes is all about. You're going to hear from Truman Hunt here in a little bit, but these guys are just extremely successful, massive proven track record in the world of success. But not only that, but these guys have integrity. They've got passion, like a real
This is called Edification if you're new to watching MLM content, and maybe you are a guy and you attended this thing and you're starting to be like, I can't even believe that I got sucked into this thing. And maybe you're finding this actual helpful to you. I found it helpful to me when I was deprogramming from being in an MLM. I needed to hear these things over and over again. I needed to have them pointed out to me because I'm like, oh my God, I missed that too. And I didn't feel as alone. And I could see, then I was better equipped to identify other scams. And yeah, it just helps to know, that you're not alone in all this. I forget what I was going to say.
Vision for like not only where they're going, but they lead.
Oh yeah, edification. So it's not actually edification. Edification is another word that is redefined in a multi-level marketing commercial cult. They mean deification. It's basically just pumping sunshine up whoever's ass. So whoever that you're on this Zoom call with, or if you're introducing them on stage, then you give so much excessive praise about the person. It's a strategy. It's meant to the prospect, whoever you're making this presentation to, it's meant to build this person up, their stature, their social status up so much that their prospect is going to be in awe, overwhelmed, and just take everything that they say as the word of God. There's a good video out there on YouTube. It's by World Ventures. World Ventures is a now defunct MLM, and a lot of people in MLM have come from World Ventures and gone on. You'll see the same people in MLM after MLM after MLM. They'll go on to start their own MLMs, and they just the abuse continues. It's so disgusting. And I went down a rabbit hole one day and I found World Ventures. They have these trainings videos still up, and they talk about edification. If you want to see something creepy, go check that out. It'll explain what edification is.
Other people to their vision as well. And so it's just truly a blueprint for something different. And, it's something that you just want to be a part of. And so, on top of that, I saw the compensation plan. Guys, this is completely different. I've had about 11 years of experience in the network marketing industry.
If you've had 11 years of network marketing experience and you think this is completely different, it's because it's completely different because you've probably got in as a founder at the very beginning, and not somebody that was recruited and paid $500 for the founder's box. It's because you're in at the beginning like this. That's why it's suddenly different. It's not different. It's an MLM pyramid scheme. It's the same as all the other ones. Might be a different name of a rank. They like to call it circle sales. It's like they'll go out of their way to avoid drawing the pyramid scheme. It's so stupid. It's just another iteration of Amway. That's what this is. It's nothing new. And all these, start looking at different anti-MLM content creators and look at the content that they cover. And people will claim that their MLM is different. The world has never seen anything like this product. They say the exact same things.
And there is truly nothing like what you're going to see here at Make Wellness. It's simple, right? And for a lot of us men, that's what we need. We need something simple. We need something, just a clean cut, clear path to success. The products, we're bringing in a brand new platform to the wellness industry. We're going to turn it upside down on its head. And so there's not much that you can say no to here. But to be honest, I did say no. The wife and I, when we first saw this, it was a no early on. We
should have listened to that. No.
Had a little bit of a PTSD with network marketing. If you've ever been in the industry, you might have a few, battles.
I'm not even going to go on there about their use of the term PTSD, because this is used to recruit people. Modair was using this. They coined it. The first time I saw people using it, maybe other people were using it, was that John and Nadia Melton. They created a fake thing. It's called MLM PTSD. This is a diagnosis that they've created. And they use this diagnosis to apply to anybody who is not in their multi-level marketing company. And the cure to this MLM PTSD is to join Modair. Now I've seen it go all over the place. And so it's not MLM PTSD. It's that you've been in a cult. You've been in a commercial cult. You've probably been cult hopping. That's what's going on here. MLM PTSD, Jesus Christ.
Scars and some wounds from that. And for us, we were, probably, kind of in a mindset. We were just done. We didn't know if we wanted to kind of go back through, building.
Are you using your kids to do unpaid labor on social media too? And are you in one of the states that have recently passed legislation against then you need to start paying your kids in some form? California, Illinois, or Minnesota? I'm just curious. The kids that have grown up in an MLM household, 11 years. All the missed events, all the kids' events that had to take a second place to just go to an MLM, just easily incorporated into all aspects of your day. And now make wellness. You think you've got scars? Just wait. 10 years from now, your kids are going to be healing from? Oh my God.
Building a network, building a team. You know, there's
You need to hear this as a person, as a human. You're bedazzled by people that you respect. You're sacrificing your family for it. This is another get-rich-quick scheme. This is another iteration of it. The people, the scars, the battle wounds that you have had, your downline is going to experience it. But you're going to write that off as okay because you're making the money now. And the cycle continues.
there's so much to be said about, you know, creating a network and a culture, and you know, there was just this burning light inside of us. You know, even though we were saying no in the beginning, we were still laying awake at night, but this time we were kind of worried about, you know, are we making the right decision by not getting involved here? Are we missing the boat? And we just couldn't help but put it past.
If you feel like you're missing the boat, you're being scammed. You're being manipulated. It's a con. Are we making the right decision? It's like, if you can't take the time, there's a reason why. You guys were waking up and now you're right back in. Oh my God, this is so sad to see. I hope you both get out.
Asked us and say, like, I feel like this is something that can truly change our lives. And by not saying yes to this, we're truly making a mistake. And so.
And what about the lives of your downline? It's very exciting. You got in at the beginning. It's so great. You're going to be the first selling these colored TVs. And now you're joining these like legends of network marketing. Targeting men.
You know, we gave Wes a call. I think we talked for probably about an hour that night or whatever. And you know, Wes is a straight shooter. If there's anything you'll learn about Wes, he doesn't sugarcoat stuff. He's a straight shooter. And
I don't fucking sugarcoat stuff either.
And you know, pretty quickly we saw the true passion, you know, the true vision. And so so here we are, man. We're on board. And I wake up every single morning, you know, feel like my face is on fire, ready to run through a brick wall with this for the first time and forever. I'm excited about our future. You know, we've got plans and goals to start building into investments. We want to invest into real estate.
You've been recruited into a cult. It's in pre-enrollment or pre-launch at this time, and you're substituting proof for your excitement. You're conflating the two. You don't have results yet, and your downline doesn't have results because you're in enrollment. So you're thinking that because you're so excited and because you have this belief that equals success, that equals that you're going to achieve everything that you've wanted to achieve. You're going to have stability. You've been played. And when people point out that you've been played or conned, it shifts. The attention shifts away from the person that's conning them to the person that is pointing it out, saying, you're a hater, there's something wrong with you. It's like, you can do whatever the fuck you want, but you're still being conned. You're in a pyramid scheme. Nothing's going to change that. Doesn't matter who tells you.
We want to, you know, start making strategic investments for our children. They're 8 and 9 years old. So, you know, time is flying by. You know, the days are short, or the days are.
So they were born while you were in MLM, 11 years. Oh God.
Days are long and the years are short. And that's true. They're getting old on us. And so, you know, right now is the time that, you know, we need to kind of hunker down. And as men, you know, that's what we do, guys. We provide. We were built to provide, protect.
Enough with the man rhetoric.
Sacrifice, serve. Like, that's what we do as men. It's ingrained in our DNA.
A lot of men are also there for their families as well. They're not sacrificing time away from their families to be conned in a pyramid scheme and piss whatever savings and time and creativity and passion that they have into this joke of an MLM away from their families.
And, you know, for the first time ever, like, I feel like I've got my hands on something that I can, you know, truly fulfill my duty to my family and build a future that will, you know, provide security and opportunities and a life that they can, you know, thrive in. And so, you know, in closing, you know, I'm not going to take too much time, but
I too have a duty to warn consumers against scams. So I don't monetize my content. I put, I don't know, thousands of hours into making content now at this point, not just on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Interviews that I've done. I feel like I have a duty.
In closing, I want to leave you with a couple of things, right? So something drew you to this call, right? Whether you're already on board with us or somebody invited you onto this call, there's something that kind of piqued your curiosity. And so I want to ask you this. What are you spending your time on? What is it, if you do.
Oh, I'm wasting it spending time with my family and my 2 daughters that are 8 and 9 years old. What a waste. As a real man, I need to avoid spending time with my family, instead to recruit people into this piece of shit pyramid scheme. Man to man.
Audit in your life, you've got some time. What are you spending your time on? Because the difference between where you are now and where you want to be is how you spend your time.
Oh, that sounds really good, but sounds like you crashed and burned for 11 years in network marketing. So who the hell are you to be giving advice to everybody about something drew you to this call? The only reason you're on this call is what I suspect is that you've got in early. You're one of the people that are already situated at the top of the pyramid scheme. It's very easy to be doling out all that advice. This is pre-enrollment. This thing hasn't even launched yet. You're talking with a lot of confidence for somebody who was battle scarred, blown up, whatever, the MLM PTSD from 11 years. Sounds like you were a failure. Sounds like the only reason you have confidence, which this thing hasn't even launched yet, is because you're at the top of a pyramid scheme, which is another pattern of behavior that you can see played out over and over and over again, all the way back to Amway. And Neutralite.
And so you need to invest that into things, wisely, that actually build into your future. And if that's not going to be Make Wellness, what is it going to be? What are you going to do to commit that same level of intensity?
It's none of your business. Nobody owes you an explanation. If it's not Make Wellness, then what? You see how they've paved this way of like, there's only one opportunity. If not this, then what? Then literally anything else. Then actually, you have a better chance of making money playing roulette at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas than you do in Make Wellness. They could do that instead. Can you imagine? That'd blow his hair back if somebody actually typed that in. They'd be kicked out right away anyway. They only need the docile and obedient men in one of these things. Anybody that actually starts critically thinking, you'll be booted out so fast.
And purpose to build a future for not only yourself, but your life, those that depend on you. Maybe you're a dad, maybe you've got stepchildren, maybe you've got other people that depend on you. But what is it?
I'll tell you, as a women do not want men behaving this way.
That you're going to invest your time into that really drives an impact for them. And how many more nights are you going to lay awake, waiting for life to change before you decide to go out and make the change yourself? And so, as men, we've got the duty to just make things happen, and not just for ourselves, but those that truly depend on us. And so, I'm ready to take this thing as high as I can absolutely take it. And, we welcome all of you to jump on board, lock arms with us as leaders. That's what we want. We want to build other leaders. That's what we do as men.
I swear to God, if they say they're going to pour into you,
it's iron sharpens iron. And so, we want as many leaders, as we can on board here. The world needs
the Viking intro plays, sparks flying. It's like, I'm a man. Fuck. For a pyramid scheme.
More leaders, right? The
iron sharpens iron.
The economy needs more leaders, and we need more men to step up to the plate and do what we got to do to drive some change. And
we need more men to join Make Wellness, and we're going to call this leadership. All right.
And this is exactly what we're going to do here. We're helping people with wealth. We're helping people with finances. We're helping people with health, and just everyday, life. You guys will lean in. You'll see some other men and leaders here. The more you rub up against this, I mean, it will change your life in a variety.
I wasn't expecting that one.
Of different aspects. And so
Make Wellness does things differently for the men.
Wes, I appreciate you, bringing me on board here tonight to share a little bit about my story. And guys, if you're on here, get with the person that brought you on. We want you to be a part of this. It's truly something special here.
Heck yeah, bro. Send me your link after this. I'm ready to join again after that, man. That's freaking awesome. Man, dude had some dynamite in his voice tonight. That's awesome. Thanks for being on, Ryan, and obviously pumped to be in business with you guys. I mean, dude, we're little boys again on the kickball field going, yo, you want to be on our team?
Interesting that it's like all of a sudden now throwing back to childhood. Think back of a childhood memory. Now we're little boys. Remember, all of this is strategic. All of this is manipulation.
You want to be on our team, we're going to win. You want to be on our team, we're going to win the championship. You want
We're going to infantilize you. We're your little boys now. We're going to teach you how to be real men. Real men like to do this. And of course, they're being told this by all these other guys that they're claiming to be manly men. Why don't you ask the women in your life what they think for a second opinion?
to be on our team, we're going to win the World Series. Like, guys, this is a team that wins. And think about this, like in your life right now, how many of you guys, if I called you tonight, you sound like Ryan Badeau? Because if not, dude, you know what you need?
The only reason people are on this call is because they're vulnerable. Because nobody that is in a stable mindset, stable like finances would be on a multi-level marketing presentation. Because it targets the vulnerable. If anybody was, they'd be kicked out because they would be calling this out. They'd be removed right away.
You need a mission. You need something powerful to be a part of. You need something that's going to bring out the best in you. And this is the type of environment that can do that.
And it's got to be selling peptides where women are tucking their bellies into their waistband of their shorts and saying, look at the results I've achieved in 7 days. That's bringing leadership to America too. Or we're just not going to focus on that.
So I'm about to show you guys a little bit on how we generate income here and how to get started, just so you know it's free. And in fact, if you're just like, dude, like,
Yeah, it's free. That means it's not a pyramid scheme. But then you do have to purchase products. You do have to make continual purchases in order to get paid. You don't get something for nothing.
say less, like I'm in. You can even go ahead and text the person as we're talking and say, yo, send me your link. You can get set up for
How desperate they are. Wow. Wonder what 2025 is going to bring for this company.
free right now. We'll get you into Facebook groups when we start getting to work. And then we can all order all 6 products on the 14th. But since we have a special guest tonight, I want to bring up Truman because for me, I actually spent many hours on Zooms with
Oh my God. Here comes the edification of Truman.
Truman before I said yes to this. And the more and more I got to talk to Truman, I just thought, man, this guy,
he's just incredible. He just has all the answers to the universe. The more I listen to him, the more all my stress and anxiety just, oh, for fuck's sake, just get on with it. Oh my God.
this guy is the real deal. And,
yeah, he's the real deal. He's the real deal. You want to buy my watch in the dark alley? Rub up against me.
if I'm going to be a rep in a company, this is the type of guy that I would love to be a rep in a company in. Just who he is, what he's done, obviously is powerful, but just who he is.
How many people has he fucked over by being involved in New Skin? We're going to gloss over that. Oh, you just made billions of dollars for the company.
This is a person is really powerful. So
he's so powerful, he has carved out time out of his day to meet with people who have very little money and are feeling very hopeful. Is the next iteration of this going to be like all of you are wearing big crucifixes and you're going to be getting the word of God and using biblical passages to recruit people next? That's usually what happens.
It's a little bit different when you're the founder because it's like, what do you come on and say on a men's call? But I'm sure he'll have.
I'm just confused. Are we on a man's call right now? Men? Is this for men and manly men? Masculine? Men. Is this for men?
Something powerful to share with you guys, but I just want you to, get a feel for what it's like
as a man,
from the top down leadership perspective. You know what I mean? Because the one thing about everyone who's a Make Wellness rep,
they're not all men, but on this call, we're a lot of men here. This is for men.
There's unity.
There's unity on the top and there's men on the bottom.
You know what I mean? The ancient
sometimes the men are on the top.
Text says that where there's unity, I command my blessing. But that unity, that of abundance happens from the top down. And so I want to introduce you guys to Truman Hunt, have him share a few words with you guys. And then I'll show you kind of a little bit about how we get paid, how to get started. And then I want you guys to hear from Tug.
Still haven't heard. So this is more almost like 3/4 of the way through this presentation. You don't know how they're making money. You don't know anything. You're just like peptides, Billy Bob, manly man, men, lots of men. Truman is amazing. And you heard from Ryan, just to remind you to be ashamed of who you are, that you aren't providing for your family enough. And now we get to hear from Truman. Eventually, you're going to hear about how this is definitely not a pyramid scheme. You'll be so bamboozled by the end. Well, what's the problem? I'll just sign up for free. What's the worst that can happen?
Brooks. So Truman, can you come on here and
Yes.
share a few things with these guys?
Thanks so much, brother. Can you hear me okay?
Sure can.
How long has this fucker been in MLM? Wow.
Super excited to be on this call with all of you tonight and
With all of you men.
to see Wes do his thing. I haven't been on an opportunity call with Wes before.
Oh, take your time. Just talk about absolutely nothing. It's not like these men have anything better to do with their lives and listen to you being like, this is amazing. I actually turned the freaking Zoom call on and I didn't turn my face into a bunny. It's this is so good.
I see why he's as successful as he is. Good stuff, brother. You know, there was a moment in time when you know,
This forced camaraderie. We call each other brother. Everybody will believe that we have a bond.
Wes was considering taking another path perhaps a couple months ago. And I was just so delighted when he joined the Make team, and I'm just happy to be on your team, brother, because you're good at this. And thank you, Ryan, for sharing your thoughts too. Great to see you on this call.
Oh, for fuck's sakes, man, get on with it.
And to get to know you a little bit. You know, Wes, I've been thinking about something lately, and I wanted to just share a quick thought about it because, well, first of all. Of the 45,000 people who have pre-enrolled so far, I'm pretty sure that about 40,000 of those 45 are female. So one of my hopes tonight is that we see more dudes showing up on these men's calls, because I come from an environment in my former company where the leadership was about 50-50, and we got a lot of room to go. And the thing that's nice about Make is that it's really gender neutral. I mean, our products are gender neutral. They're built for men and they're built for women both.
Cannot make this shit up.
And that's not always the case in direct selling companies. You know, you kind of tend to skew one direction or the other. We're going to be gender neutral so that both men and women feel at home here.
But for this call, it's just about men's.
The thing that's been on my mind lately is I've talked to a couple people who, in the last week or so, who
have said Make Wellness is a multi-level marketing pyramid scheme. And I just want to allay your fears, man to man. We're totally not that.
Ask the same question, and maybe some of you are too. I think a lot of the people who are taking a look at us right now have had prior experience in direct selling.
Well, because most of them are being recruited from other multi-level marketing companies, because people are jumping from whatever MLM they are to get in at the beginning of yet another MLM launch. That's what's going on.
And are genuinely asking themselves the question whether the world has changed so much, or whether the market has changed so much that you know, maybe network marketing isn't as relevant or isn't as impactful in the marketplace as it was perhaps 20 years ago. You know, is it too late, you know, for this channel to be successful? And
you can tell the age of people involved in multi-level marketing by the terminology that they use. Channel is one of those terms that they call direct sales channel.
I've been stewing on that a lot because I don't want to mislead anyone, and you know, including myself, to do something that's just missing the market. And you know, the more that I think about it, I do not believe that that the world is in need of less opportunity than it's ever been. I mean, look,
because a scammer is born every minute.
Look, the cost of living is not going down. Savings rates are not going.
So it's not talking about multi-level marketing at all. Just goes back into the same spiel that at the beginning it was like interest rates are going up, inflation is going up. It's just saying the same thing, same script. I thought, well, maybe is this channel even relevant anymore? And I'm not going to address that at all. I'm just going to go slip right back into the same script.
Going up. I read today 42% of millennials have zero money saved for retirement. A third of Americans
So that's your target market now.
have zero saved for retirement. I mean,
They're vulnerable.
the need for what we do to provide meaningful opportunity to people.
So because all those people, they have 0% saved, it's like you're providing meaningful opportunity. What are the statistics in the direct selling channel of the people that have been provided this opportunity and have achieved success, have achieved financial freedom? Is it less than a fraction of 1%? Less than a fraction of a percent across MLM? You've been at this for years. You know the answer to this.
Is still there. But I do think it's fair that one of the things that's changed environmentally in the last 20 years is it's easier on Twitter and on internet platforms to take cheap shots at people who are good people, you know, trying to make a living. And in the
People trying to scam others, is that what you're referring? I wonder if he's referring to the anti-MLM movement. This is awesome. He doesn't know that it's not Twitter anymore. It's this thing called X. It's really easy for people to take cheap shots. People were saying this in Amway too. What's really easier nowadays is for victims and survivors to come forward and consumer protection advocates to come forward and pull back the curtain onto what frauds look like and how people are emotionally manipulated into signing up for a doomed proposition, and how it can be reframed in a closed system as us versus them. Oh, these people are just taking cheap shots at the honest, good work that us people in multi-level marketing are trying to recruit you at the valiant, noble work that we're doing. I'll help translate that for you.
The world in which we live, you know, much to my amazement, there are cynics and critics out there who seem to have nothing better to do than to take shots at people who are trying to build an honest to goodness, legitimate business. And so we probably,
honest to goodness, good grief, good gravy. My goodness, paint this. There's just these horrible people out there that dare to call a fraud and dare to call a scam. By gee golly gee willikers, certainly not us. I'm your friendly neighborhood grandfatherly figure. It's going to tell you the right thing to do. You can trust me.
probably do face that, you know, maybe a little bit more today just because of internet platforms than we have in the past. And which is why, you know, one of the reasons why
Make Wellness is going to fail.
Justin and I and others are so passionate about the need for leadership. I mean, look, I came into the direct selling world as reluctantly as anyone could.
Oh no. Yeah, you were a big skeptic too, and you just did not want to do it, and then you managed to do it, and thank goodness that you did again. Wow.
I was almost dragged into it, you know, by people who essentially begged me to take their company public back in 1996. And as I got exposed to the business, I fell in love with it and stuck around. And
how many victims have you spoken with? Oh, wait, they don't exist. They're all liars and haters, and they all vibrate at a low frequency. Is that right?
And became an advocate of it because of what I saw.
An advocate for multi-level marketing.
You know, I became convinced that 1% of the people tend to cause 99% of the problems. And hence our invitation to you to.
Well, that's kind of true. Less than a fraction of 1% are causing a lot of problems for the people below them in the pyramid scheme. Some of them don't know what they're up to. Some of them, they're still brainwashed. Some of them do know what they're up to.
Follow our corporate slogan, no jerks allowed. You know, let's just let those 1% go somewhere else so that we can protect the integrity of the 99% of us who are just doing our best to provide for our families. But what?
Except over 99% of people are losing money and they're not providing for their families at all. We're just doing the best. I'm just trying to provide for our families. Are you going to give a training here about people should just track their income and expenses? You're not, because this is a scam.
What I really do believe, given the fact that the market needs opportunity, is that the legacy direct selling platforms are just simply not built for the future. I mean, I tried everything I could.
Fuck, he doesn't even know that Twitter isn't Twitter anymore, and he's talking about it's not built for the future. He has no idea what he's talking about.
to modernize a legacy platform.
Wait till he finds out about the anti-MLM movement on YouTube.
And there's only so much you can do. You know, when you start monkeying with a compensation plan that's been in place for 20 or 30 years, it's trouble. You know, you can't change that. And so to have the opportunity to team up with Justin Prince and Wes and others to build a platform that is built for the future, you know, built for today and being a modern, you know, built for affiliates, built for a modern networker, built with modern techniques and modern practices with
Built with modern technology called computers and cell phones.
digital DNA, you know, the internet infused
The internet.
into our very platform.
We have the internet.
We got a shot. We got a real shot. In fact, Justin told us last week, the championship is ours if we just don't fumble it, because the market needs what we have to offer here on a modern direct selling platform. And I'm just thrilled to be a part of it and want to do everything I can to help you. I live just outside of Salt Lake City, and I'd be
Utah, home of MLMs.
happy to sit on the back porch and chat about life and chat about business with any of you. So get in touch with me when you come to town, because I want to do everything I can to help you realize your goals and your dreams and your aspirations through this business platform, because it can truly transform lives. And that's what I want to see happen. Wes, I could go on forever, but I'm going to throw it back
Like, that was absolutely useless. Didn't add anything there, just rambling on.
to you.
All right. Well, Truman, thanks so much for being on, man. It's
That's who their big guy they brought in. This is what everybody's supposed to be wow about. Oh my God.
it's a pleasure to host you. And the next time we do this, we'll probably have over 500 to 1,000 men on here. Men, do you guys think we can do that? Do you think next time we have Truman on, we could have double, triple, quadruple the numbers? I think
Double, triple, quadruple, quintuple, sextuple, septuple, octuple, ninuple, decatuple.
so. I think
Let's
so.
do it.
Yeah, sounds good. All right. Well, thanks for being on, Truman. We appreciate it. So, guys, let me do this. Let me just kind of answer a couple questions on, you know, how we earn income here, how we get paid. I mean, I always think back to if I ever lived in another time. Yeah, I don't know if you ever do this, but sometimes I'll think back to, like, what if I was born in a different area or era? I would have wanted to be one of two things. Either I'd want to be like a cowboy, you know, and like cruise around the West in a horse and look for gold and stuff like that. That would have been a dope reality. Or to be a pirate and to like go look for treasure, you know, like I don't know a whole lot of men that don't grow up with that desire, that innate desire to, you know, go amass some treasure, go on a conquest, you know, go win, go conquer, you know what I mean? And so let me show you our compensation schedule and
No, that's unique to you.
kind of how that works.
That's not universal.
Because I think what these guys have put together is going to allow you to do that. So
You can be a pirate. Crooked, corrupt, steal, lie. Guess what? It's like your dream came true.
one of the things on the plan that I really like, you've heard Truman a little bit talk about how, you know, you've heard the word direct sales and you've heard the word network marketing. That's what I've primarily been doing for the past 24 years. And to Truman's point, you know, I think that industry as it has been
24 years. And in all these companies, you can be sure that he was saying, this is the greatest. Achieved so much money. And yet he still hasn't had time and money freedom, still now dicking around with the launch of a new multi-level marketing company. They all do this. It just keeps going in perpetuity. These people don't stop scamming. There's just another iteration of another scam. That's why people like me, other consumer protection advocates, are out here warning the public, helping equip people to avoid getting sucked in at the first place, and then helping victims as they, you know, wake up and they exit. Because there will always be people that will be scamming. There will always be people that are wanting to target you, recruit you, and then blaming victims. It's the creepiest, weirdest thing. And they'll use all kinds of machinations to manipulate you. And this one, it's like the menly men, the men's opportunity one. And this is just one MLM. They will never admit that what they've done is wrong. There will never be any justice for any of these people that have MLMs. It's you know, the way forward is just to help people avoid getting sucked into them, and then to help survivors, help victims.
is kind of slowly going down about
That's what I think. That's where I'm at right now.
1 to 2% a year. And yet you have the affiliate marketing world that's going up. So what I like about what these guys put together is they put this very robust affiliate program on the front end, and then they brought aspects of direct sales that are awesome on the back end. And so, you know, I won't
This isn't new. This isn't revolutionary. It's a pyramid scheme.
go through and read all of these different things here, but on the commission side, you know,
No, we don't want to go through and actually talk about how you're supposed to make money. I'm going to gloss that over, and instead I'm going to talk about how you're disappointed in yourself as a man, and then we're going to have more irrelevant conversations, just more emotional manipulation and distraction. And then when it's actually, oh, well, how am I supposed to make money? I've took time out of my day. I want to see this opportunity. I want to know what about. We're not going to talk about it. I'm just going to gloss over here. This is just different. You're not going to pin anything down with these guys. It's all smoke and mirrors.
when you're selling fit and you're selling lean, you know, you can earn up to 40% on that, guys. So think about this as time.
Where does the other 60% go? And how much product do you actually have to move to get up to the 40%? If you're just going to sell a product, be a salesperson, you should be getting the bulk of that commission, not the smallest part of that commission, because 60% of that, if you are able to move enough product, whatever it is, because they haven't said it, it's just you can get up to. They're trying to lead with the best position possible. They're not going to talk about what is most likely, the most likely outcome for the average person that is going to experience participating in this scam. They're going to lead with like what you can attain. Earning up to 40%. Even still, where does that 60% go? Why aren't you as a salesperson getting the bulk of it? Oh, well, because this is affiliate. It's like affiliate. It's the best of affiliate. And affiliate is only 10 to 15%. But we're taking the best aspects of that, and then we're bringing in network marketing. They'll always have an ant, so they'll always be dodging and weaving. But because it's a pyramid scheme, it's direct selling, what they call direct selling, which it's not. It's multi-level marketing. It's MLM. The bulk of the commissions flows up because it has to flow up to pay these people, to pay your upline, their upline, their upline. The money flows up.
Time goes on, you're doing 10,000 a month in sales. Well, guys,
Well, that was a leap. As time goes on, you're making 10,000 a month in sales. Why? Just by saying, "Hey, dude, hey, bro, you want to get faster and fitter? Oh, sign me up. Here's my credit card." You're going to sit him down. You're going to sit your buddy. You're going to sit your brother down and give him a box, and all this stress of like the box of calm and his stress and anxiety is just going to fall away. They'd be like, "Take my credit card, bro." $10,000 a month.
4G, it could potentially be 4Gs. As time goes on and you have these customers that are reordering, that turns into a lot of income. And when I first started doing something like this, guys, my first check from something like this my first royalty check was $7.99. Okay. I was so pumped about that. You know why? Because I grew up out in West Texas. So I grew up out in Lubbock.
So again, people don't care, but this is all manipulation. You need to have very low expectations of not earning any money, because this is part of the con. I only made $7.99, but I was so pumped because I knew if I worked hard, blah, 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 and then I'm going to have a team of 1,000 people beneath me and I'm going to get paid for 1,000 hours of working just 1 hour. Oh, it goes on and on. There's been a lot of women that have left Make Wellness and they're speaking out. A lot of people that are like speaking, the DMs that are going on, various anti-MLM content creators, it's helping people exit. This thing is a scam.
And I was about an hour and a half away from Midland, Texas. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Midland, but at one time, Midland had more millionaires per capita than any city in America because of oil. So all my life growing up in West Texas, I'd drive by and see these oil horses going up and down. And when those oil horses go up and down, somebody's family is earning royalties all day long. But I didn't have a family that had an oil horse. So what was I going to do? Well, this was a great option.
Be a pirate
here, guys, because every time I get a customer, I exert energy one time to tell them about this, right? But then that product is high impact. They love the product. They continue to reorder again and again and again. So it's like the way I started to see it at a young age was every customer I got was like my version of an oil well. And
But it's not every customer that you've got. It's every person that you've recruited into the pyramid scheme who is spending money on an auto ship. And those sales, those purchases are counted as sales because there is no real retail market outside of this scam. People aren't buying this product. Predominantly are their distributors. Their purchases are counted as retail sales, and that's a lie. That's deceiving. This is a pyramid scheme. That's all it is.
This particular oil well can pay you up to 40% a month. And then, you know, as you refer other affiliates, right off the bat, you can earn up to 10% on their sales. And then, you know, what's really cool is there's a way as you drive sales and as you help more and more people on your team become successful, you can earn up to $500,000 to $100,000 a month just in bonuses.
And how are you supposed to do that? Has he made this clear? Are you confident to go out and to explain to your wife, to your friend, exactly how you're supposed to be making money on this? Or are you going to be already so emotionally manipulated that you'll just be like, you don't understand. Something has ignited in me. I feel hope finally that I can provide for our family or whatever. And you'll get mad at anybody pointing out, this sounds like a scam. How come you were gone for like, what, an hour watching this particular video at this Zoom call? How come you can't explain to me exactly how it is you're supposed to make money? You're just using all this hyperbole, like peptides are so amazing and it's this revolutionary product and nobody has ever seen a compensation plan like this before. You don't know how you're making money and yet you're angry at me for critically thinking. Do you not think that's a red flag? That you're being recruited into a commercial cult?
It's not even talking about the key main ways that we get paid. These are just bonuses that you can pick up for helping your sales force become more and more successful. This is the craziest thing you've ever seen. And then on top of that, here's what's powerful about tonight is that anyone that becomes an affiliate between now and March of 2025 is considered a founder. Okay. And again, how much does it cost to be an affiliate tonight? It's free.
And how much does it cost to get paid? Do you have to make any purchases ever? Oh yeah, well that just goes without saying. You're going to have to become a product of the product at some point. You can't become an affiliate and earn up to $103,000 and not spend any money.
Someone can send you their link, you get set up, you're in. Okay. And obviously on the 14th, you definitely want to do the founders.
See, this is deceiving. It's purposefully so. He's saying there's no cost. You can just sign up as an affiliate. Oh, and technically that's true. But then in big green letters in bold, earn up to $103,000. The implication is that you can earn all this money and you don't have to pay anything. It's another red flag.
Pack and get all 6 products. This is kind of what it'll look like. This will go live October 14th. So just in a couple days. But think about this too. Because you're a founder, you can now, based upon sales volume, go pick up an additional $103,000 in bonuses your first year in the business. Well, if you start right now, you actually get like 16 to 17 months to go amass, these bonuses. So it's like if I said, hey, do you want to go pick up a $50,000 check or a $20,000 check or a $15,000 check? And you can earn all of these bonuses that you see on the right in between. Again, this is just for people that—
He's not describing how you to do it. He's saying you're signing up for free and you're building your team. He's not saying how much money or how many products that you actually have to sell, what that looks like, and if you have to recruit at all. Just glossing it over. This is so deceptive. This isn't a business presentation. This is a con.
That are in during this founders period, like, yo, as a man, sign me up for that. What other careers out there going, hey, if you come here and kill it, we'll pay you an extra $100,000 in bonuses? Not a whole lot of careers, right?
Can't even believe this.
So this is just a founder's bonus after March of 2025. For example, someone that joins in April or May, they won't even be eligible for that, but you're eligible for it tonight. Okay. So we're about to wrap this up. I want you to hear one more story tonight. And I want you to hear from my good friend, Tug Brooks. Tug is just a champion in life. And, Tug was actually a principal in San Antonio. And
who cares? Now when are we going to hear his story? He's going to be saying some sob story about No, he's not going to say a sob story. He's going to like shame everybody on this call that they're not being manly enough.
He loved being a principal. He was a really good principal. He was an in-demand principal, but he's currently
Principals are in demand.
a single dad. And he said, dude, I love being a principal. I just loved hanging out with my kids more. And so he took a business like this and was able to, replace that income, go full-time as a principal. I'm sorry, go full-time as a dad. And I want you guys to hear from Tug Brooks tonight, man, because this guy
I wonder if his kids say the same thing.
has a heart the size of Texas. He's coming to you from San Antonio. Take it away, Tug.
Wes, thanks so much for sharing. And how many of you guys are just fired up about what you've heard already? Put it in the chat if you're fired up. I'm telling you, I've heard this man speak for years now. And every time I hear him, I get more excited.
It's so gross. Once you know what edification is, it's so gross when you see it happen again and again.
I do want to ask you guys a question, though. How many of you guys sincerely are where you want to be financially?
He's just repeating what that other guy did. How many guys? So you're going to hear from him. So he's just like coming in to now bring the shame. Are you where you're at financially? Did you think you were going to be further along in life? Are you feeling like you're letting your family down? This is so brutal.
Because 5 years ago, I wasn't. While Wes has told you about my success, I want to tell you about my failures. Because I want you guys to know, in this space right now, it doesn't matter where you're starting from. Like, this opportunity is open to everyone because it was open to me. Because 5 years ago, I was living with my parents.
Oh, great. Well, what happened to the 11 years? You were like, 5 years ago, you're living with your parents. Were you also in the basement?
5 years ago, I was going through divorce.
You want to play a world's smallest violin?
5 years ago, I had to make a decision. I had to make a decision, literally, to tell my kids no to an icy, or yes to my bills and my debt and all the things that I had to.
And instead, you said yes to an MLM pyramid scheme. Is that it? And now you're here recruiting people into another MLM pyramid scheme.
Pay. And I don't know if you have children or not, but there's not much of a lower place to be in the world than looking your 6-year-old in the face, watching them cry.
Oh, bring in the emotional manipulation. This is so gross. This is, again, more of that heavy-handed courtship. There's nothing worse than looking your 6-year-old in the eye and telling them they can't have an icy. Really? This is what you have to do to try to sell this, because the business can't stand on the merits of its own, because it has none, because it's a scam. You need to distract everybody with this ridiculous emotional manipulation. You got to talk. Now everybody's, if they have a kid, they're going to be thinking of letting down their child. This is embarrassing. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Because you can't buy them $1 icy because your debit card was negative. Friends, I was in a bad place. And the reason I'm so excited about where we are today is because I've already locked arms with Wes before. He took me out of that place. And
now what? And now you're starting another MLM. What about all your downline in that other place? What about his downline? They have these fantastic stories too? Or were all of them just negative haters? They just didn't really work hard enough. What do you think all those people have to say? I think you're greatly outnumbered with what they have to say. I think they have a vastly different experience.
Gave me hope. How many of you guys?
And most of them are women.
If all you had today was a little hope, would make your life better. If you just knew there was a way that you could close the gap, just get ahead a little bit.
This is a con. If you ever come across this, any kind of in any presentation where they're leading with this is where they're closing with this. They keep using this. This is a con. They're not talking about what it is. They're just preying on you. Emotional manipulation.
I'm not even trying to get rich, but if $500 extra a month would change your life, put 500 in the chat.
You can't even make that income claim now. That letter, one of those most recent letters Lois Griesman sent to the DSSRC and also the DSA, saying you can't even make a claim that you can make $25 extra. Most of those, that money is eaten up in expenses. He has yet to see any multi-level marketing company give evidence that people can make that kind of money. So you saying, oh, what would $500 do an extra month? Oh, man. It's misleading because it's not going to happen.
Because $500 a month changed my life. But it wasn't the money that changed my life. It was Wes. How many people in your life believe in you? How many people want you to win more than you do? And then how many of them are capable of helping you? See, I heard before that the 5 people you hang around the most, you can guarantee your income is going to be right around their income.
That's bullshit. That's not reality.
The biggest thing that excites me about this for you is that the people you start to hang around will change you. If you're the smartest man in the room, you need to change rooms.
Oh my God, this tired old cliche too. Oh yeah. Again, it's just Amway.
The strongest man in the room, you need to change rooms. For you to grow, you have to be around people that will grow you. Iron sharpens iron.
Oh, he says the same thing. It's like they have the same script. Him and that other guy, was his name Ryan? Iron sharpens iron.
You have to look up to get up.
Oh my God, they're coming fast and furious now. It's going to be on a magnet next. You got to look up to get up.
You need someone in your life. And guys, if you don't take anything from this call, take this. Every champion needs a challenge. You can't sit around in your life and think you're going to be the man you've desired to be if there's nothing pushing you.
This should be like with that motivational music on TikTok. You're scrolling through and there's this one and this guy's talking, to be the man you want to be, champions need to be challenged. Iron sharpens iron. You video yourself and you're like lifting weights. Yeah. Recruit all the people everywhere.
You need resistance. For a plane to take off, it literally needs friction. So if you're sitting,
they've said 2 words in this thing that have irritated me: rub and friction.
Around in comfort zone and you just think, I don't need nothing else. Friends, the moment you stop.
Yeah, so how are you supposed to make money at this? This is all well and good there, bud. But how are you supposed to make money? How do I make up to 40% of this affiliate? You haven't talked about that at all. It's very interesting to me that this is supposed to be the men's opportunity call, and they haven't talked about the opportunity at all. They've just talked about stories and lots of emotional manipulation. I thought there was going to be at least, I thought they were going to discuss the compensation plan in more detail, but they have just glossed right over it. This is very interesting.
Stop living, you start dying. You stop using a muscle.
He doesn't even have any more thoughts in his head anymore. It's just all cliches. It's all MLM cliches. And if you yell them, then it means something. Write this down.
It decreases. You stop using your brain, it goes away.
You said it.
Friends, if
that's what he said.
You are sitting in a place and you're totally comfortable, I can promise you, you're not reaching your potential. Because everything you truly desire is going to be outside of your comfort zone.
Oh my God, that drawing. If you were an MLM, do you remember that drawing? It would show the 2 circles. It'd be like your comfort zone. And then the circle that is outside the circle, it's not touching, and it says where the magic happens. This guy is an encyclopedia of thought terminating cliches from every MLM.
And the reason I'm excited for this is I know it works. Wes already proved to me that this works.
What, the peptides or MLM? Because you got in at the beginning of another MLM. How many MLMs have you been in? And were you always saying 5 years ago that you were living in your parents' basement, or do you just trot that out every time because you need to relate to people who are in hardship? Because I actually had it harder than you, but I really believe in this. To be a champion, you need to challenge yourself. Iron sharpens iron. I guarantee you, if you are comfortable right now, then that's not where you need to be. Like, oh my, enough. It's too much.
Only difference now is it's better. We have more explosive products. Friends,
explosive products. It's going to explode right out of your asshole. There goes your 5-pound weight loss in 7 days.
McDonald's is #1 today, not because they have the best hamburger, but because they were first. Could you imagine if they had the best hamburger too?
What does McDonald's have to do with Make Wellness? Is he going to bring in Amazon and Uber next?
It would be total domination. And that's what space you are walking into right now. And it's okay for you to walk away, friends. I'm telling you right now, if you're okay being okay, that's okay.
If you're okay being a loser, that's okay. Now he insults the people This is also a tactic. If you're okay, it's okay. You can walk away. In a real interaction or business, presentation or opportunity, I mean, there isn't anybody that says I have a business opportunity for you and it's something like this, it's a scam. But let's just say somebody is going to sit down and they're going to talk to you about something. And you're like, no, I'm not interested. Then it's okay. Then you just part ways. You just you live your life. But when you're trying to be conned, they need to use every kind of heavy-handed tactic imaginable. It's like, if you're okay being okay, well, then just leave. That's fine. It's similar to when you're looking about on the internet, that Truman has just discovered, and you're clicking on the internet as you're surfing the internet, and you find this course that's going to, you're going to attend this mastermind, and you're going to get, $75,000 in 42 days, and you are going to enroll, and you're like, oh, maybe I should think about this. But then a screen pops up, and it says, are you sure you want to stay stuck in your stay stuck story and be a loser? Or do you want to be a champion and iron sharpens iron and you can actually get in for only $97? It's kind of like that. That's what he's doing right now.
It's not for me. I want to fight. I want to win. I want my kids to see their father
in a multi-level marketing pyramid scheme scamming other people. I'll feel so much pride and I'll lose a lot of my childhood. And then when I don't want anything to do with it, he's going to cut me out of the life and call me a hater. More and more stories of these kids growing up in MLMs coming out. It's just, it's devastating. Parents that have just pissed their life savings away.
Chasing his dreams. Because it's not what you say, my friends. It's what you do that people watch them.
That's true. It is what people do. That's why when people are looking at Make Wellness participants making these made up testimonies, they're just faking their results. People are watching. That's why they're not signing up. That's why more and more people are boycotting MLMs. They're not buying the products. They're not signing up. That's why MLMs are going the way of the dinosaur.
Most. What are you doing? Are you pushing yourself? Are you even trying to be the champion that you were born to be?
Oh my God, this reminds me of a rank maker training. It was, we'd hear, you've got the blood of Joan of Arc pumping through your veins. It's in your DNA. It's so stupid. That's like, this guy's trying to do this. This is so embarrassing. This is so cringe.
So thankful that Wes brought me into this industry. I'm more thankful that he's leading me to the next space. Guys, there's no better person to lock arms with than Wes Bewley. And he is leading this ship. And he's taking us to the
pirate ship. So they're like watching it. So, bro, how do I make money at this again? I'll come in next week for the next call. Well, we'll do the exact same presentation. Don't worry. Just sign up. He's great. This guy got way too excited about locking arms.
Place. Justin Prince is as powerful as he is in this industry. And we are literally playing with the best of the best. You get to play a game with the Tom Brady's of this industry, with the Michael Jordans of this industry, and they get to help you. Friends, there's no
friends,
company, no
friends and brothers and rubbing and friction
job in the world where the CEO is going to help you, except in a business like this. It's a true win-win. If you win, they win. If you've ever wanted an opportunity.
Oh my God, he just keeps going on and on.
Now is the time. Don't let this one pass by you. We've passed up so many in our lifetimes, guys. This is not the one to pass up. They say,
don't think about it. Sign up. You're gonna fear of missing out.
Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Today, my challenge to you is do something different. Wes, thank you so much for all you do, my man. Thanks for letting me share.
Dude, thanks for being on. Golly, send me your link too, bro.
Literally said the same thing to that other guy.
Golly, man. Can you guys, I mean.
Golly gee willikers.
Well, man, I'm curious, just you guys sitting there, like, when have you been on a call that had this much, as a man, that's had this much substance recently? I mean, dude.
As a man, when was the last time you've been on a call that had this much substance? It's an important question.
This is insane. We want to fight, just like you heard Tug talking about, just like you heard Ryan talking about, just like you heard Truman talking about. Guys, when we're inviting you to come do this with us, what we're saying is, yeah, come win with us, but also too, when you join our team, we're going to pick up our sword and our armor, and now we're going to fight for your family too. We're already fighting.
Really? You're picking up a sword and armor now to fight against what? To fight against who? You think these people, have you asked your wives, your girlfriends? They're like, put it down, Dan. We don't care. We don't want you signing up for a pyramid scheme. You're not picking up a sword and armor.
For our own family, we're already fighting for the families that you just heard from tonight. But when we extend an invitation for you to come work with us, we're saying that, we're taking you on too. We're taking your family on too. Now, everything we do, we're working to help you guys achieve your dreams every single day. Do you have anyone like that in your life that's doing that? Because to me, that's the most righteous thing in the world. I get supernatural energy when it comes to fighting for you and your family. But it's like, some of you guys, you've been kind of drowning for a couple of years, and it's like, we're throwing the life raft to you, grab it.
No, a more accurate description of this is that wherever they're at in their life, you've pushed them off and they're floating away, and now you're throwing a lifeline to them. That's a more accurate description of what goes on in multi-level marketing.
But it's like, you got to be able to grab that life raft. It can't, it's not going to grab onto you. You got to grab it, and then we'll pull you in, and we're going to win. There's really
over 99% of people must lose, because this is like a mouse trap. It's designed to kill mice. A multi-level marketing pyramid scheme is designed for the vast majority of the participants in it to lose money and to believe that their loss is due to them, their fault, and to also believe that they're unlike any other people and that success is just around the corner, kind of like a gambling thing. If I do one more pull of the slot machine, I'm going to win. It requires a lot of these elements. Nothing changes the fact that over 99% of people are going to lose money, and they're going to be good people, people that work hard, people who do want the best for their families. People just like you. There's another expression that every soldier on the battlefield doesn't believe that they're going to get a bullet.
3 reasons people do this. Either people lack money, time, or purpose.
And because they're vulnerable, and that's why they're a perfect target to be recruited into a scam.
Some people lack all 3. I've met a lot of people. In fact, I was talking to a doctor today. He's made.
Was his name Dave from Sacramento? In fact, just the other day, I was talking from Amy from Alabama. She's a high-powered executive on Wall Street.
$500,000 to $1 million a year.
Wow. Literally pulls that right out of your ass.
But he had to trade his time. Now he wants to do this full time. So that's someone who's making a lot of money but doesn't have a lot of time. Some people.
Does this person have a name? Does he even exist? Or is just another hypothetical person? I was just talking to this guy just the other day. Is it condensed time? Did this conversation happen with somebody else that you knew 20 years ago? And then you just condense time and then you use that story because that's what we're taught to do in multi-level marketing? Because one person's story is everybody's story, because we're all in this together in this beautiful, amazing industry, this channel.
People have a lot of time, but they don't have the money to express the desires or the dreams of their heart. What if you didn't have to trade any of that? What if you could have time and build a business that you owned, not own a business that owns you?
You don't own your business when you're in multi-level marketing. And you can look at the multi-level marketing companies that have collapsed, like Transact Card and Finmore, where people thought they were like bank owners, digital branch owners or whatever. Amway, independent business owners, they use that language, that acronym. If you look at Rodan and Fields, Beachbody, Saint, people thought this was their own businesses, and it isn't. It's not. You're not a business owner.
You, right? So let me just share 2 more things with you here, and then we're going to wrap up.
First thing, I just want to encourage everyone to track their income and expenses. Second thing, I'd like to encourage everyone to look up a definition of a pyramid scheme so you can accurately answer people, your prospects, when they point out that you're in one. And when you do educate yourself on that, you're going to realize, holy shit, I'm in a pyramid scheme. I got to get out.
I want to share with you a quote. It's one of my favorite quotes from a guy named Winston Churchill. He says, "To each their comes in their
No,
lifetime."
he's using a Winston Churchill quote. Oh my God. To each there comes in their lifetime a special moment when they are figuratively tapped on the shoulder and offered the chance to do a very special thing, unique to them and fitted to their talents. If Winston Churchill was alive and knew that a pyramid scheme was using his quote to try to recruit people, oh fuck, he's spinning in his grave right now.
A special moment when they are figuratively tapped on the shoulder and offered the chance to do a very special thing, unique to them and fitted to their talents. Guys, this is that moment. If this
Guys, as a man, this is that moment.
was a movie and you were in it and you were the star character, the music would start growing louder, like, okay, here comes a big part. Because right now,
God, the manipulation is so gross.
he's going to make a decision that's going to change everything. You know, we see Make as the health and wealth company. We see it as the family
Look at this.
values company. We see it as the leadership development
They've just brainstormed and they're like, they want to have this as a tagline for everything. And they're like, the more the better, because it's all about hyperbole and MLM. The Millionaire Maker Company. Oh, that should be no problem at all to use that. Make sure you broadcast that everywhere so people can report this.
company. We see this as the millionaire maker company. We see this as the bondage breaking company. We see this as the difference making company. I want to invite you guys to come make a difference with us. Let's go change the world. Let's go change the world. Let's do it bigger than it's ever been done, guys. If this makes sense, well, your next step is
It doesn't make sense.
to text back the person that invited you to watch this tonight. Say, yo, send me your link, dude. I'm in.
Yo, send me their link. Dude, I'm in. That's what's gonna because that's how men speak.
And they'll send you a link that looks like this. You'll see some of these images. Just scroll to the bottom.
Just don't look at it. Just scroll to the bottom and just sign up. And remember, you don't have to pay anything. It's okay. And then when you do have to pay anything, remember that you can just tell people that they don't have to pay anything. It's absolutely totally free to sign up. But then when the products become available, make sure you buy, $500 for the founders box, and then you can be recruiting people. And then when it launches eventually in April or 2025 or whenever the hell this thing is going to take off, then you can just tell them that oh my God.
You'll see this little pre-enrollment form. You'll get set up. And then the next step from there is to get ready for October 14th. That's when you'll be able to order the Founders Pack. And we'll be able to basically be the first in the world to try all 6 products. My friend, come with us. We're going to win. We want to win with you, man. We want you to be in that championship photo because there will be one. We want you to be in that World Series photo because there will be one. Come with us. Get back with the person who invited you to watch this. Thank you so much for being on here tonight. Let's get after it. We look forward to working with you, and we'll talk soon. See ya.
Thank God that's over. Look, if you have been targeted, maybe you participated in this, maybe you were recruited and you started to critically think, and maybe you've come across this video and you're like, oh my God, I cannot even believe I fell for this. I just want to reiterate that you're not alone. These things are scams, and they can look good. They can sound good. They just get you when you're not thinking clearly. They get you when you're vulnerable. In this case, they're really going after people's men, and they're feeling like, when they're vulnerable, they feel like they're not providing for their families. They feel like that they're not where they're supposed to be. Maybe they didn't even have these thoughts until somebody introduced that pain to them. And because you're just a kind person, you might think, well, yeah, we're always believing that we could be better. We could always do more. I could get up earlier. I could go to sleep earlier. I could do more. I could have done more that day. That's just a human thing. But in this case, they're really trying to make you feel bad about yourself in order then to make you feel good about yourself. So that analogy where he was saying, it's like we've thrown out the lifeline. You're drowning. There's something wrong with you. We're here to save you and pull you in. When what actually is happening, there's nothing wrong with you. You've come to this presentation and it's more like they've pushed you off. They're giving you these pain points. They're insulting you. They're emasculating you. Is that the right word? Say emasculating? They're doing that. And then they're saying, oh, now here's the lifeline. But they're the ones that are doing the damage to you. Stay away from these people. Heal. It doesn't matter like how long you've been in one of these things. You might find it really helpful to get into therapy. This is something that I wish that I had done right away when I exited. I thought I've been through so much in my life. I could easily get through this. I mean, really, come on. There's all these resources out there. I don't need a therapist. Wow, was I ever wrong? It really hit me about 4 months after I had exited and I was speaking out. I encourage you to, if it feels right for you, go see a therapist and make sure that they're not involved with Make Wellness or any other multi-level marketing company. It's good to ask them if they have any experience with cults, and ask them if they support multi-level marketing companies. The last thing you need is to have a new skin therapist, somebody that is selling new skin, trying to recruit you into this and saying, well, that Truman guy, oh yeah, he's horrible. But new skin is a way better MLM. Thank you so much for watching this video. Remember that you're not alone, that you were targeted, you were recruited potentially, and now you can get your critical thinking back and just avoid these things in the future. I'll see you in the next video.